Is this thing working? With streaming? I've never done this before. I think it is. Cool. Well, I've never done one of these before. There's nobody here watching because I've never done one, and my YouTube channel's pretty small. That's totally fine. I'm doing this because I went to a toy shop a couple of weeks ago, and I found these boys, and I got a pretty good price on them. I paid less than what is on the stickers, but they are really, really cool, and I want to talk about them. And it's not often that I get figures that are older. At least like mint in the box. Sure, I have older figures, but this is really cool. I did not expect to get these in the box when I found them. I was hoping to find them loose. I was looking for them, but yeah, in these boxes, the boxes aren't mint or anything, and I'm not an in-box collector, so that's what we're here today to do. We're going to be opening these. So I've never played with this toy, and I've never played with this toy. So this is really exciting. I'm going to hang out here for just a moment. Give people a second because, you know, it goes live at, what, a minute 10. You know, I'm going to take a second, have a sip of water. It is nerve-wracking. People are watching me right now, and, you know, no editing, no, like, editing anything out. It's nerve-wracking. How are you? But I have those two. I also have this guy, which is super exciting. A figure I never thought I would own. This is Metal's Megatron from Japan. This is a Takara's version of Transmetal 1 Megatron that will not explode in your hand. Or, I mean, I guess it could, but it won't because of gold plastic. That won't be the reason it blows up in your hand. We have him, and we have some other stuff as well. Some stuff that I bought that wasn't in the box. This one's actually kind of cheating, I have to be honest. This one I actually have opened because the tape on this has been cut. So with that being opened, again, I've had these for a couple of weeks. I was like, I kind of want to make sure everything is fine because when I got this, I didn't notice it in the store, but when I got home, I noticed that there was a space where the tail was supposed to be. I was looking up other videos and pictures of it, and that was a little terrifying, so I cracked it open real quick, and funnily enough, the tail fell on the floor and heard plastic hit the floor. I was very happy. I was like all bummed out. I was like, oh, that's probably why I got such the good price on it, and I'll just have to use my old Transmetal 1 Megatron tail, but nope, he has it, and he's complete. He's really, really nice. He has a little bit of shelf wear. He was dusty when I took him out of the box, so he's been displayed for a while, but he's very, very nice. We're going to take a closer look at him. These are figures I'd like to review as well because I kind of want to get into reviewing older figures as I kind of like start back up trying to do this regularly again. So the new stuff is great, but sometimes the new stuff comes out and it's really nice and it kind of just has the feeling of like, it's great. And that's all I have to really say about it. You know, like making reviews like Warpath and I guess like the Beast ones are a little bit different because those are a little bit more exciting. I was really excited for those. But like that's why I didn't review a lot of Earthrise because it's like Hoist. Personally, I love Hoist as a figure. I think he's fantastic, but I can't convince you why you should love Earthrise Hoist. He's, I don't know, he's just a blocky robot. And if you look at that, you don't like it. There's not much more to that. So I don't know. There are obviously new exciting figures. I have more stuff too. I don't know if we'll get this far. Probably not. But I found this today. So depending on how far we get, I might open him. I don't know. My focus today is the RID guys and getting this guy open again so I can actually get him on a shelf. Because I was saving him for this. I got other stuff that day too. They were the toy shop in town is called Big Fun. So if you are anywhere around Central Ohio, I highly suggest it. Big Fun Toys, you can find them on Facebook, anywhere, Google Maps, whatever. I don't know their address off the top of my head, but they have a ton of stuff. They have a huge Transformers case, obviously, a ton of crazy stuff in box just lying around on a top shelf that if you look past it for a split second, you'll miss it. That almost happened with this. All I saw on a top shelf, probably 8 feet in the air, was that side of the box. So I was kind of lucky to see that. They had these as well. So these are really goofy. I don't really have much to say about these, except for these are just two figures I've wanted to get for a while and did not because one reason or the other. This one because this is back in the heyday of collecting when I was like 13 and didn't have money all the time. So I had to prioritize, and Classics Jetfire repaint wasn't in the cards at that time. But this figure is just beautiful. I think the color scheme is great. I've always been a really big fan of the Classics Jetfire mold. I think it's very unique. The battle armor he gets, and I'm really in love with the 06 Classics line. I still think Mirage holds up to today's standards. I think he's better than Siege Mirage, and what looks to be Earth mode Mirage, I guess. I think those figures are really solid still. Obviously, upgrade the Earthrise Seekers and all of that. Some of those stuff is antiquated, but this mold holds up, and especially with Siege Jetfire, take Jetfire off of this and just make it a random dude. He works really well. I don't know. He still got these things. My main reason for getting him was these gun barrels. Actually, they had them for like $12, I think. And these gun barrels, I lost these on my Classics Jetfire, and I just wanted to get the gun barrels back and just have the base body. But that's not happening now. Jetfire is going to stay in a box, and he's fine where he's at. He's retired. He's at that stage of my collection. Oh god, this one's like really stiff. That's what she said. Oh, okay. There we go. Right. There we go. A little finicky with that bottom missile. And like, come on. When was the last time you saw a missile shooting gimmick on a Transformer toy? That went really far. Impressive. Could put somebody's eye out with that. Really impressive. Love to see it. And the jet mode, too. The jet mode just has so much range. You can do so much with it. It's valuable. You can pop this doohickey off. You can just take the wings, leave them straight outward. Look at that. Or you can just, I don't know jets. I don't know what type of jet that, I don't know if that's real, but it's Transformers, so there it is. It's real. I don't know. He's got this nice color scheme, too. Like, he's got this air defense tampo right here. The silver Autobot logo is nice. What was this, like 2008, 2009? Fun stuff. And you've got this terrifying robot face just staring at you when you open the cockpit. Great figure. Some people are probably like, no, that figure sucks. I mean, the legs are kind of hinky. He doesn't really have feet. He just has these and robot. Oh, God. That just popped. I just popped that off the gear. He's got these weird little feet, and that's it. That's all there is to them. An acquired taste. I'm afraid I'm going to fire these missiles and put my eye out. Transform him real quick. Why not? I'm here for a minute. I'm waiting for steak to thaw. Might as well. Somebody's texting me. Put this wing up here. Says there's 2 people watching. I don't believe that there's 2 people watching. That's fine. It's like terrifying twisting these towards yourself. Maybe I'll take those off there. I don't know. Kind of sucks when like I'm more afraid of the spring-loaded gimmicks as an adult as opposed to being a child. I've seen some more shit, I guess. Been hurt by more things that shouldn't have hurt me. I probably can't tell on my camera, but I have a scar. It's very tiny. Can't tell. That little pale spot. It's only like 2 inches wide, but I got that. It's not wide, but it's very deep. I got that from replacing a curtain rod when I first moved into my house like 5 years ago now, and sent me to urgent care. I had to get like tetanus shots and shit. I had to get like 4 stitches. It was super deep. They were like, how'd you do this? It just like cleaved right into the meat of the palm. So that was really fun. And just this week, I replaced those curtains. So it took that long for me to get over that. Oh, what was the point of that? Oh, the fact that as you get older, you see more shit. Yeah, like more things are dangerous. These things, I've been like, smacked by shit that I shouldn't have, like walking through doors and people being dickheads at conventions. Here we go. Look at this. Yeah, I see why people would say that this is not very great by 2021 standards, but I would say this is what we were just talking about. Those aren't missiles. I have nothing to worry about. We're just going to get out of here. That's on the floor somewhere. It's fine. Look at this. So cool. Bang. Love it. All right. I cannot get that to peg in. I've been trying very subtly for like a minute. There we go. Those ratchets. Oh. He's just falling apart. These nubs always fall off. That's why I lost the ones on Jetfire. I can't blame him. Oh, that's the other thing too in jet mode. Like these are like ball jointed. You can like you can't do too much with them, but I don't know, man. Nice touch. Nice touch. Just really neat. I don't know. I like this figure. You can make him just look like this regular guy. I don't know. I just see like a young Autobot like upstart in this. He just has like personality that you don't expect from this. I don't know anything about, Treadbolt as a character. So like, that's I don't know if he has character. I do love the series, but like every Micromaster and G2 guy with a bio somewhere, it's hard to keep up with every single one of them. This guy's still really pretty. Makes a nice little figure. Reminds me of Prime Smokescreen. That's kind of like the personality vibe I get from him. So that's who he is, but I guess in a classic sense, because he'll probably go on the Classics Generation shelf. I think he's super sweet. Smash that like button for Universe Tread Shot. Why not? The stupid little gun here kind of pegs together, becomes a bigger gun. Why not? Why not? I spent way too much time on him. And then there's Alpha Trion, and there's really not too much to say about Alpha Trion outside of he's like one of the only official ones. They've made a BotCon one or two of him. I think the Cybertron Vector Prime one is like the prettiest, but I was in need of an Alpha Trion, and I realized that they released one at retail like 4 years ago, and I was like, wow, I'm stupid. I should go get that. And they had him for like $20-$30, which is a good price by eBay standards. So heck yeah. And I don't know. I can't tell what I like more because like I think the headpiece looks cool, but they're always super glued into place. Or if I like maybe I want to cut the headpiece off. I hate that gun. It sucks. Maybe I want to cut the headpiece off and glue it onto this head because then I have like full movement. The Headmaster gimmick was like it was really cool, the Titan Masters, but when they put it on figures that weren't Headmasters, it got a little egregious. I do like this clear orb that makes him crown up. Fancy. I also like, I was looking at pictures today. I was just looking at reference pictures of Galvatron because I was just excited about getting home and opening this guy. And I was seeing the Toy Fair images, pardon me, of Titans Return Galvatron. And just like everybody was like so excited. Some people were in the comments because it was an old post from like 2015 or whatever, being like, oh, he looks a little funky, but he looks really good overall. And I'm just like, oh, it took us like 6 years to get a decent one. And I didn't hate Titans Return Galvatron because I'm kind of sycophantic to Galvatron. I think he's really cool. I don't even hate Universe Galvatron. I have a bias to that figure, and I will defend it. I guess I can't defend it, but I don't have to hate it. Y'all can hate it. Have fun with that. But so fun. Like the Titan Master gimmick really, I don't want to say it destroyed Galvatron, but the fact that you had to go out and buy like a regular port so he can wear his cannon correctly, or an actual helmet piece, or a new head in general because he looked kind of like scrunched and stupid. Hey, I don't know. Getting a Galvatron right there for whatever that price is, and I don't have to go buy a whole bunch of 3D printed junk. Great. I think that's a pretty good Galvatron. So I don't know. Good Alpha Trion. We'll get a faithful one someday, I'm sure. But I think this one passes. Like the lion look, I think it looks sick. I have Broadside, and they don't look alike. It's the same. It's a retool, heavy retool. They don't look the same, so it's not like he really looks like somebody else. That's what deterred me from Sentinel Prime, and now I kind of regret it. Now that I have Siege Astro Train. Have you found any of Kingdom Wave 3 yet? I found Kingdom Wave 3. Yes. I found this guy. He's Wave 3, right? Yeah, because Ultra Magnus is Wave 2. He's Wave 3. I just found him this morning. I did find Rhinox, but I did not get him. It was a situation where I found the Marvel Legends Disney Plus wave of like Scarlet Witch, all of them. I found them yesterday morning. So I was a little tight on money, had to choose something. And I have Thrilling 30 Rhinox, so I'll wait on him. But I am excited. Let me know how he is. My screen looks black? What? My screen looks black? It looks correct for me. Oh, my Lord. I mean, look at this. I have an idea. I'm going to pull me up on my phone. I've never done this before, but it shows me something entirely different. Oh, you can see it now? Maybe I was lagging. Yeah, it says I'm live. That's weird looking at my own live feed. Yeah, I found, if you can see it, I found this just today. Galvatron. Did find Rhinox, did not get him. Have to wait on him. I'll see him again. He'll be around. But let me know what Rhinox is if you cracked him open. Well, it's Sunday, probably. I don't know. I wait a minute sometimes to open figures. Like sometimes I waited for a rainy day where I'm like, I need the serotonin burst of opening a new figure, not just finding it. I don't know. This is super exciting. A good Galvatron. I do have Mania King, the Unique Toys one. But he'll be not retired. He'll be going in his nice foam insert box. Does your Galvatron have the correct shoulders? Mine does have the correct ones. Let me move. It was a weird box with all the plastic. Let me move Prime here. We're gonna get to these guys in a second, I swear. Mine has the correct shoulders. The pegs on the outside. They had the weird thing where the pin was facing this side and the shoulder hung lower, right? I remember there was a fix for that, and then when they started showing up, we were finding them fixed. But yeah, mine has the apparently fixed ones. They look like they're all the way up. I don't know if it's if there's a third variation, because I saw somebody post something where they got one like this, but the shoulder hooks were like still downward, so they still had to like take it off, rotate the disc, put it back on. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. It looks like they had quite the time on his shoulders. Poor guy. And I'll probably review him first, but I'm definitely going to be getting rid of that battle damage on him. Like I didn't remove the battle damage from a lot of my Siege guys, but like Galvatron's supposed to be like pristine and brand new because like I like the movie. I'm a movie guy, so I want him to look kind of pretty, but don't know. Looks cool. Let me know if anything happens to the stream, by the way. I've never done this, so I don't know like warning signs if something is going wrong in my audio or the screen goes black. Feel free to let me know. Not to hold you responsible for it, viewer, but I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'll figure it out along the way. Whew. Have I wasted enough time? 17 minutes? Oh my god, that's so much time. I think it's time. Okay. Let's do something what we came here for. Let's open up an older figure. So again, this is one that it's a little fib because I have cracked this open to make sure that it came with all the parts. I was afraid it didn't. It didn't have the tail in the actual spot. When I got home, I was too excited to buy it. I didn't notice that till I got home. Luckily, the tail was in there. I put it on properly. That gave me anxiety. I just had to do that. I've had this for like 2 or 3 weeks. So this again is Takara's Metals Megatron. This is the proper version of Transmetal Megatron. Actually, I'm sorry. I hate to be unprofessional. Give me one moment. Let me grab my Transmetal Megatron because comparisons. So basically, Monkey. This is the original, and then this is the metals version. So plastics are different. You'll see it out of the box, but wanted to go ahead and grab this. This is actually really fun too. I wanted to show this. This has a fix that me and my buddy are trying to pull off. This hinge broke. My friend donated this technically to me. We were going through old figures of his, and he found this, and he's like, "Do you want it?" I don't want it. And I said, "Of course I want a Transmetal Megatron. Never had one." But the arm was snapped off. So with Epoxy Sculpt, we're working on sculpting him a new hinge. I have the pin just popped in there. I don't plan to really ever transform this, so I'm just trying to hold the arm on. So this is fine for me for right now. I don't plan to ever really try and even breathe on him. Really? Yeah, I was looking at a picture today. Somebody in a group I'm in on Facebook showed that they panel lined the mouth, and I thought it looked really, really good, the panel lining, but I was looking at the shape of the mouth, and I have the Google search actually right here pulled up for Beast Wars Rhinox because I wanted to look at the CGI model because I was like, that doesn't look right. And it doesn't look terrible, but yeah, it does look a little off, at least from pictures. And I did see him today, and I was like, you will wait. I like the chest. I feel like it's like not literally, but to me, I just get tones of like it's a remake of the Beast Wars toy. It just feels basic, I guess, in that with like the colored hinges and things. That sucks about the leg transformation though. I am curious. I haven't watched any reviews on Rhinox, mostly because he hit so fast. I was keeping up with other stuff, and then before I knew it, he was on the shelf, and I was like, okay, hold on a second, too quick. This is what we're doing. Fire. Hey, what's up, Firewall? Oh no. No, my buddy's mad. My buddy who's helping me with this. Probably because I didn't tell him I was streaming. Does the Takara Metals version have gold plastic syndrome? No, it does not. That's the cool thing about the Metals version. My frame is all messed up. I mean, I'm not too excited to show my face like not entirely, but like, who wants to look at this? You want to look at this? No, this does not have the gold plastic syndrome. That's why this one's cool. I don't know what they did. I'm not that in depth on like a chemistry level on what they fixed, but it doesn't have gold plastic. And we're going to find that out right now because we're finally going to open it. Sorry, 20 minutes of not doing really anything. Thank you. I appreciate that. The box was torn up here. Again, these boxes aren't meant. I don't care. These are all getting opened. I just think it's cool they come with the box. And I already put some tape in there. It'll probably fall apart again. So I'm trying to be gentle. All right. Metals Megatron. Let's take a look at him. He's got this like really cool silver insert. I love this, how it just, all these flaps open and now he's free. You just slide him right out. And he's got his instructions. They're probably going to, yep, there we go. Yeah, he's got like this really slick silver insert that can pop out of there. This is the retail. Again, they had a sale that day. I got a really good deal on him. I think it was 20% off everything, but I bought many things, so I don't know like specifically how much I got for him off. But they wanted 110 for him, and I'm like, that's like solid, sure. I was looking at eBay too after I found it because this is again something I never. Sorry, water makes me belch, I guess. It's something I never thought I'd own outside of finding a random Mandarake, late night purchase for $200 when I had that laying around. No. Got it for under $1 with a box. Have you seen the DNA design upgrade kit for Studio Series Grimlock? I have. I do like that kit. I think the kit itself looks really, really good. Everything it does for Grimlock is nice. The sword, it looks like it pulls off the sword fine. Little awkwardly. The only thing, I do wish it came with the tray from Season 3, the server's tray and the apron. And I have to be honest, I don't really care about the wheelie. I think it's really great that they made it for the upgrade kit. But personally, like I have Titan's Return wheelie, and I don't really want to replace him. So I kind of wish there was a version of the kit without wheelie. Just because he's just a whole figure I personally don't want. I don't think he looks bad. I just don't really care about it. Yeah, I know. You're so defensive about wheelie. Nice Optimus shirt. I recently got a pair of new Optimus Prime Knock Around limited edition sunglasses. I need to get some good sunglasses. I do like this shirt. It's getting a little faded, but I do like it. It's very cool. It's topical. I do need to get some nice sunglasses, though. I have just some dingy old plastic ones. So this is cool. I think this is cool. This is the instructions and all that junk, but maybe instructions. I actually don't know if his instructions are here, but this is a booklet. Mic quality is nice. That's good. I wasn't able to rig up my better mic. I'm just using the webcam mic on my fairly old webcam. But this is really cool. This is a booklet from Takara's Beast Wars. This is their Beast Wars medals. I didn't think they were marketing Beast Wars 2 in this or any of that. That predates that, if I remember, because that was meant to fill the gap of Season 1 Beast Wars to Season 2 and everything else, if I remember correctly. I'm not Chris McFeely. Go to him for that. Yep, these are the booklets that basically... Oh, yeah, they do. They have the instructions in here. They have them both for Megatron right here. This actually... The gold... It's funny. The version, at least, of what they're showing right here of Megatron is the Hasbro version. You can tell because of the color of the plastic in the instructions. So that's kind of funny. I don't own Transmetal Optimus to tell you. I'm a little iffy on that design. I am on a mission to get like every main incarnation of Optimus. So he's on the list, but not immediately. That's cool. And then this whole thing back here is a pamphlet, a Japanese pamphlet for the Takara Metals line. I just think that's really cool. It's really niche. I kind of want to get a frame for that just because like, I don't know. 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 I don't know It's just niche. This is like the niche Transformer stuff that speaks to me. Whenever I'm going through an old box and I find an old promotional pamphlet from like Revenge of the Fallen, like animated, like that stuff's great because remember how stuff used to be like before all of this. And this isn't bad. This is like figure of the year. But remember how like much more simple it used to be, like your roots, where you came from. It's good to remember that. I'm rambling. Oh yeah, the Beast Wars N64 game too. Is that a telephone number? I don't know. Anyhow, I don't have any of these figures except for I have a couple of these, but only one we're talking about right now. This is him. He also comes with this really neat. I don't mean to throw this on the floor, but it'll be fun. I don't want to take that out actually. Oh, honestly, the thing that impressed me. Kid. That's entirely fair. The wheelie figure looks really impressive. Like he looks really, really good. And he looks like exactly what he needs to be. Captain. My cat knocked over Galvatron. Hi, buddy. What up, Seth? Sorry. The wheelie like really serves a purpose. I hope they take that design or what they did with wheelie making a replacement figure and they do that for Daniel with Slag because I think that type of design, the chunkier panely pieces with like the rivet slots and the rounded tires, that I think will look great for a transformable exosuit. And I do think it looks good for wheelie. It's one of those situations where like you look at a figure and you're like, I think it looks good. I just don't know if I personally want to own it. I know that sounds weird, but like respecting it from afar. The articulated hands are great. I love it. I think it's a really nice kit. I'll probably get it. I really like DNA stuff. I'm actually behind. I need to get their Studio Series Devastator kit. I've got their, I'm looking at them. I've got their Combiner Wars Devastator kit. I've got their Power of the Primes Predaking kit. I've got the Studio Series Jetwing Prime kit. I've got their Masterpiece Ironhide kit. So I've got a few of their stuff. I really like it. Like, and I think for me, upgrade kits are like the perfect thing for up my third-party alley. I don't really buy too many third-party figures on their own. Upgrade kits, though, that's my jams. I love it. Are you going to get Kingdom T-Rex, or do you intend to stay away from obscure exclusives? No, I'm totally cool. I'm totally cool with obscure exclusives, and I think that's what exclusives are good for making rare figures. You know, Timmy isn't going to care about T-Rex. He might think it's cool, but he's not going to be like, Dad, I need to get T-Rex for Christmas. He's going to be fine with Megatron or whatever transforming dinosaur, you know, unless Timmy loves Beast Wars a lot. I don't know, and he's a big fan of the 90s. So that stuff is, in my mind, what exclusives are kind of meant for, that niche stuff. The only thing with T-Rex is I just have personally no attachment to him, and I don't really – I like the Kingdom Megatron mold, but I don't want to have more than one of it because I think it might dilute my experience with the one I already have. And I don't have a red card, so it doesn't do enough for me, I guess, to go out of my way to get that one specifically. I did get Runabout. I did get Thrust. I've reviewed those. I think Runabout was one of my first reviews. Yeah, I think exclusives are great. I'm usually tracking them down. Not great that they're good. They're good figures that get relegated to a horrible exclusive release thing. You know, I don't understand how it's 2021 and it's harder to find exclusives than it was 10 years ago, especially at Target and Walmart. I don't get it. So who's Timmy? T-Rex is actually Beast Machines. There we go. This is Timmy grew up and he's watching me. His name is Seth, and he's watching me right now, and he's here to correct me on my Beast Machines knowledge. I actually only recently watched Beast Machines. I had a couple of the toys growing up, but the story went over my head, and I'm glad I waited till I was an adult to watch Beast Machines. What is my estimated value of my Transformers collection? That's really hard to say. That's like, it's really hard to say. I've been collecting avidly since like 2006, 2007 really. I was around for I was around since Armada, but I was a child, so I got a few here and there, and there were other phases of things like Star Wars and like Zoids and stuff like that. It is a hard question. My collection is is decent. I guess decently sized. I don't know. I'm on the spot now because like I have Unicron, so that alone is like 6 bones, and even then value. I guess that has a double the value. I don't even know how many figures I have to be able to do quick math on like how many Deluxes, Voyagers. I collect dang near everything. As long I collect what I like. I have a full dang near full collection of Siege, Earthrise, Kingdom. I don't have every fossilizer. I don't have every weaponizer. I don't have every exclusive, but I have most of them. I don't have every selects release, but I have a few of them. Masterpiece figures, I've got MP10, I've got MP36, I've got Masterpiece Soundwave, I've got Masterpiece Grimlock, Starscream, I've got some KOs of Ironhide, Sunstreaker, Sideswipe, so those aren't worth anything, but then I've got Bumblebee, Wheeljack, those are all authentic, Thundercracker, or Skywarp. Do we also count the aftermarket? Well, he asked value, so I think that to me that's value. So it would be the aftermarket price. When new figures of characters you really already own a release, such as better, do you always feel the need to replace your current relation? I have to tell you real quick here, Cassette Commando, I was like really nervous about live streaming, and you were like, you're literally like what I'm here for. Like, I wanted to be asked questions. I'm living right now. Thank you. I'm sorry I can't really answer the valued collection. I am going to make a video at some point of like a collection tour. So look out for that. That'll give you a better idea than anything I could tell you right now. I could say a few thousand. I could say 10,000. I don't know how accurate that is. You're looking at several thousand, at least. So you be the judge when I make that video. As far as this next question, as far as like when new versions of old characters come out, it depends. It depends on if the figure is better. So like quickly right here, we have Earthrise Optimus Prime. He is like the 30th G1 Optimus Prime they've made in the past like 5 years. The only reason he gets a pass from me is because I didn't buy almost any of those because I thought they all sucked. I thought Power of the Primes Leader Optimus was cool with the Orion Pax feature. I have since sold him off, but I thought Combiner Wars Prime was doo-doo. I thought what else? There was another the Titans Return one. I thought it looked okay, but as far as G2, I already had the Reveal the Shield G2, so that was an instance of the Headmaster gimmick is a little too much, and I already have Octane. So there's a lot of variables that go into why I want a figure. So sometimes I have the mindset of I don't want to own too many of that same mold. Like that plays into my decision on T-Rex versus Megatron. And then sometimes there's figures I'm just dying for an update of, and I'm just like, we need that. So like the Universe Datsuns, Prowl, Sunstreaker, Prowl, Silver Streak, and Smokescreen. I like those figures. Those designs are really good for that. 2008. That was mind blowing. But all 3 of mine, except for Smokescreen, had terrible QC. Prowl had the sticky paint. His joints were all floppy, so his shoulders hung really low and really dumb. And Silver Streak, same thing, sticky paint. He had one shoulder that didn't clip up right, and the other one didn't like to clip down, so he always had this awkward hunch. I know yours are fine. No. Don't be sorry. So I'm gonna. I see I'm getting some more messages, but I like this question. It's a really great question. I love talking about like collecting and like why you collect certain things. I don't know. It's interesting to me. Nobody likes talking about that stuff, but I do. So yeah, it really depends. It really depends on if the figure speaks to me. Like Siege Ultra Magnus. That's an instance where like, yeah, I'm a little bummed because I literally basically just bought that toy in Siege Magnus, who's on my desk right here. But I thought Kingdom Magnus looked better. He's the cartoon version I wanted. So sucks to suck. I'll spend the extra $50, and I like Siege enough. So, like Earth Mode Sideswipe. I think Earth Mode Sideswipe is everything. It's the step further that I thought was keeping Siege Sideswipe from being perfect. I don't like to use the word perfect like that. It's subjective, doesn't exist, but it's everything I wanted that figure to be. Mirage, like Classics Mirage, like we have Siege Mirage and the Earth Mode Mirage. To me, Classics Mirage is better than both of them. I actually just restored my Classics Mirage and de-yellowed his plastic because I just really wanted him back on the 84 Autobot shelf. So, Yeah, it's a lot of variables. Like if I think the figure needs an update, if I like that character, like I like Shockwave, so I buy most Shockwaves I come across, but like I don't buy a lot of the big kid versions of him because that's $30-$40, and I have rent to pay, and I have a lot of collective hobbies I like to support. So sometimes Transformers does get kept up with the most, but I do spread it between NECA, Marvel Legends, absolutely, and then life, food, things like that. So that's that. Sorry, I'm sorry to ramble. Absolutely. What figures from Wave 3 of Kingdom and Wave 2 of Studio Series are you the most excited about? Absolutely. So Kingdom Wave 3, I've just got Galvatron. I got him earlier. Again, he's on the floor actually right now. I was super excited for him, but I'm not going to count him because I'm looking at him. So I guess I saw Rhinox today. Again, I had to pass on him for money reasons. But I think Scorponok I'm super excited about. And I know that you said Wave 3, but I also have to say that Waspinator, who I think is Wave 4, but we just saw Waspinator. I have looked up stuff for him. He looks phenomenal. He really has like some animated Waspinator in him, in the shape of his like wasp face and the purple translucent. He's looking great. So I think Waspinator, Scorponok, any of the Beast guys, honestly. Pipes, the idea of Pipes is exciting. Who cares about Pipes? I guess IDW fans feel bad for Pipes, but Pipes is getting a new toy. That's awesome. Rhinox looks okay. I will be getting Rhinox. I'm sure I'll cover him if he's interesting. He looks like I might have something to say about him. But I'd say like Scorponok, Waspinator, Studio Series, Wreck-Gar. Wreck-Gar looks stupid. I cannot believe how good Wreck-Gar looks. He is a figure who randomly I will just go to Google, type in Studio Series Wreck-Gar, look at it, and just smile, and just continue with my day. My day's better for having looked at that figure because it looks fantastic. It looks amazing. I do. I like it a lot. I think the Sharkticon looks really good. What else is from Studio Series Wave 2? I'm missing something. We stand here for Pipes. We stand here for Pipes! Pipe stands. This is the pipe. I'm sorry. I'm going to click off this real quick. Studio Series Wave 2. Who else am I missing here? Did I get everybody? I don't know. I don't know if I showed all or talked about all the 86 guys. I can talk about guys that they haven't officially revealed or talked about. Like we're going to be getting a Studio Series Brawn from the Bumblebee movie. That's very exciting. But Wreck-Gar is like my golden boy right now. He is my one I'm very excited about. And they can do so many retools of him, and I'm going to be suckered into buying damn near every single one of them. Oh God, I'm far behind. The economy is recovering. People are going back to work. We are getting Wave 4. Yes, we are getting a Wave 4. Yep, exactly that. Which is exciting, crazy. Like Earthrise was scary because I think Thrust was originally meant to be in a wave, and then COVID happened. The world ended, and so a lot of stuff went out the window. I don't remember Siege. Siege got a Wave 4, didn't it? Because that's where Barricade and Sinister came from. I'm sorry. There's so many toys. But yeah, yep, we are getting a Wave 4. It's super exciting. No, don't be sorry about the rapid fire questions. I love it. Your Lambos were good. My Lambos were okay. Sideswipe had like a loose ass door panel, so that's another figure I was really waiting for them to update. So when we got Siege and especially Earthrise Sunstreaker, I was super excited to replace those. I still have those figures because those are like some of my original collection figures. I remember buying each one of them, so they still hold a special place. I was just excited to have a new, I guess, definitive version to grab and play around with. I don't know, in a historical sense. Hoity-toity. Dare to be stupid. Dare to be stupid. Absolutely. He is trying. Slag. Yes, Slag. That's who I'm forgetting. Oh my God. I forgot about Slag because I think of waves now as official reveals and everything leaks. So I forget like when's what coming out with what, because like we're seeing it all piecemeal. Yes, Slag. I think Slag looks great. It's hard to say anything about Slag. He looks really basic in all of the right ways. I love cartoon accuracy when it's not to a detriment, like it has been with the Dinobots so far, the two we've gotten. So I want the other three. I think Slag looks great. I wonder, because I know Swoop is rumored to be a Voyager. So I wonder if the other ones are going to continue the idea of leader figures with little guy on the shoulder. And I wonder who else they can make. Like, if they make Daniel, well, if they make Spike, will they just make his exosuit? Will they just scale it up like quarter of an inch? Like, I don't know. Possibilities. Let's get a Hasbro guy in here. Let's ask him. I want to know. I'm very excited for the Stunticons if the leaks are true. Yeah. I did hear about the Stunticons. There's a picture. I saw it like a month or two ago. But apparently there's a picture of a Menasor head. And yeah, it looks really, really nice. I saw it. I didn't save it. I should have. It looks really, really, really nice. And so I know Motormaster was rumored at the Commander class scale, because they're probably going to be walking back Titan class and giving us more commanders. So that lines up with that. And yeah, Stunticons are exciting. I did get the Combiner War Stunticons, and I think they're nice. I did get an upgrade kit for them. I got the DNA kits, because when it comes to upgrade kits, like I was talking about earlier with Titan Returns Galvatron, that's a figure that needs an upgrade kit. When a figure just kind of like could use it and it makes it better, like when you already have a good figure and it makes it better, that's a good feeling. I don't like feeling like I bought a game that needs a DLC patch in a physical toy form. So yeah, I really hope that the Stunticons leak is true. When making a list of figures that you want to plan, do you categorize them into which ones you need or prioritize? I always sort them in need, priority, and maybes. You know, I should do that. I really should do that. Usually I just look at something and I'm like, I'm going to get that. Sometimes I walk back and I will get something I didn't intend to get. That does happen a lot. There's a lot of figures I'm like, I'm not going to get that. And then I get it. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but that happens all of the time. Like Loki, actually. I bought the Disney Plus wave yesterday. And originally I was like, Loki in the TVA suit jacket, cool, great. Don't really need it, but it comes with the Falcon piece. So I bought it. Now I have it. And I like the first episode of Loki. So he's fine. And I want to get Mobius' figure because Owen Wilson was great. So it's usually I look at something and immediately decide, or a tentative immediately decide if I want it or not. Most things are active. Yes, I am going to get that. These days, I don't really miss anything because I've played the aftermarket game, and I've come to discover it's much easier to just try and get what you really want, what you know you want right now, than to be like, well, I can get it later. Amazon exclusives and a whole lot of stuff have shown us recently that I got a Facebook have shown us that it's not always going to be there. So that's really what I play with. I have a philosophy. And it actually doesn't follow through a lot of the time because I find a lot of things in person like I did with Galvatron. But when it comes to pre-orders, sites like Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, things like that, I like to think, go ahead and pre-order. And as long as there's no money down, pre-order it and then think about it. So like when a new Amazon exclusive set gets revealed, there's always like hemming and hawing and people, which is fair, trying to decide if they want it or not. And my thing is always like, you don't got to pay for it today. It comes out in September. You have a lot of time, until then to decide if you really want it or not. So that's something I have for that at least. I cancel a lot of pre-orders. I cancel them because I change my mind or it doesn't really fit the collection. When it comes to collecting, I try to facilitate two separate things, which is really hard because they conflict. And it's like, I like to have a collection that is like, cat's getting into something. I like to have a collection that is, I don't want to say like a documentation, but like when it comes to animated, I have a near complete set of mainline animated. Now I don't have like Legends or repaints to Kara's, BotCon exclusives, but I have, a main set of most of the store exclusives that came out for animated. I have like Jetwing Prime. I have Blackout. Those types of things are like groups, those types of things. So I usually stick to mainline and facilitate that as, a group feature, having a set, which isn't always healthy. And I don't really, recommend that. Because it's important to also just buy what you want. There are figures that I'll buy because I feel like I need it, and then I sit there and look at it, and I'm like, I don't want this, and it goes onto the sale pile, which is fair. Can you really? I'm sorry, I just saw it. Can you really switch the T-Rex on? I think you can. I think I saw somebody do that. You can do it. I'm not gonna try it because my Masterpiece Grimlock's arms, they don't feel fiddly, but they're tiny plastic, and that figure's a bit old now. He's like 9 years old, 10 years old, if not more. I think I got a reissue, so he's probably like 10 years old. I'm a little afraid to do it to him, but I think you can. I think they work on the same joints, very similarly built. Sorry, I just saw that. Sorry, like my cats are like, I have one cat like digging into something, and I have another cat like meowing, like because they got into catnip. I don't think they know I'm downstairs. They'll figure it out. Anyway, Motor Master being cleaner class makes me think that they will take the 3P route. The trailer becomes the body and just feel it. Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's absolutely great. I think that's how they should do it. Because I think when they do it to where there's a mass that doesn't do anything as part of the combiner body, I think that sucks. Not the worst thing ever. And I'm not even against parts forming. I think parts forming is fine. I think Earthrise Cliff Jumper is fine. And I think Huffer, figures like that are fine. I think what makes Earthrise RC bad is not her parts forming. But I'm not adverse to that sort of thing. But when you have a mass that you can do something else with, so exactly that, use that trailer, make it the body, and make it what the limbs connect to where you can sell the deluxe limbs. And those don't really, he really lends himself, because a lot of the times they're just cars, sometimes elongated or in half to make an elbow. That's like the perfect combiner to just give him all of the exo parts and then just make deluxes that just plug right on. You're done. You're done. You have Menasor. So yeah, I think, and why not? They've been doing the modulator system, so that might have been what inspired them to do it. So who knows? But I think it's a great thing. Rumored Straxus. There's a rumored Straxus? It has to be with the Galvatron body, right? Is that a Selects or what is that? I didn't hear about Straxus. I love Straxus. Nuh-uh. Hold on, my phone is like going off. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. What's the Straxus? Tell me about Straxus here real quick. How do I do this? Aha, here we go. Sorry. I'm trying to mute something specifically. Because I don't want somebody to call me with a fire while I'm streaming and I ignore them. Cool. And we're done. Straxus is rumored as a release of the first wave of the Legacy Twilight Zone. What? Is there a listing? Is there a do we know like size class? Is it Galvatron? I'm really excited for this Legacy line. I have heard about things like a new Blitzwing and a helicopter Megatron, Tarantulas. So I've heard a little bit about that stuff. So yeah, oh my god, Straxus is exciting. He's such a cool design, and I love the idea of other Decepticon leaders that aren't just Megatron. Also, is there any obscure character that you would like to see in Gen Selects? Yeah. Now you put me on the spot. We've gotten a few of the Gen Selects I really want. We got Artfire. I'd like Holler out of Grapple. I think that'd be really nice. Lord. Pardon me. On the spot. What do I want? You know what? Screw it. Give me Armada Jetfire with Siege Astro Train. I'm just looking at my shelf right now. Give me Oh, I do know a selects I want. It's not obscure, but I do want a G1 colored toy Galvatron. I think that'd be cool on this Galvatron body. That's one I want. Obscure character from selects. We got Rotor Storm. Getting T-Rex from not selects. We thought it was selects, but it's not. Prime RC. I did see something about that too. Prime RC is exciting. To see how they tackle the transforming Deluxe RC again, now that we just got the red one, which I didn't mess with yet. I do kind of want to get that. Yes. I think I did see him being mentioned somewhere, but I never saw him get mentioned again. I've been a little slow on. Again, I've been a little out of it for a minute. Not out of it, but I've not been able to check TFW as many times a day as I'd like. The forums where things really happen. With leaks, as far as that goes. I'm really trying to think of other obscure characters I want to see from selects. I got Exhaust. I really wanted Exhaust from Wheeljack. We've got a lot of them that I wanted. Yes, give me a repaint and give me a new head. Give me a new head on the Arc. Give me my animated Omega Supreme. I have waited 12 years. I think I waited long enough. I actually don't intend to get the Arc. That's one figure I actually do plan to skip. I think the Arc is really cool that they're finally making it a transforming figure. But I have all of the Titans and Unicron up to now, and so that's the thing where I prioritize characters over would like to own. I think the figure looks okay. I don't $150 and a foot and a half worth of space like the Arc. So I think it looks great. Again, it's nothing. Me not getting a figure isn't me saying it looks bad. It's just priorities. You know what I mean? So that's one I intend to skip. I'll probably end up getting it, especially if it goes on sale. I'll probably get it, but it's one I don't plan to get. Let's say that, because when I get it and review it, people are gonna be like, haha, which is fair. Haha at me. Shatterglass Sideswipe. Oh yeah, they are doing the Shatterglass stuff again. We don't. I'm thinking of Shatterglass characters that don't have current toys right now, and I'm like, shit. And Needle Nose. Needle Nose would be good. I would like Needle Nose. I wonder how Needle Nose would work. I know on the TCG, didn't they put Needle Nose on the Siege Starscream body? And I liked how that looked, even though you need to retool it, obviously. But I don't know. I think Needle Nose would be good. Poor Needle Nose he's lost at least one fan poll. The Impactor one he lost. Shatterglass Hot Rod with this. I'll buy it. I'm not even fully in on the Shattered Glass stuff right now, but again, I love this figure. Put it in any colors and give him a mustache, and I'll buy it. I love this thing. Oh my god. What a Loud Pedal. Oh man, what a deep cut. Loud Pedal would be good. Oh man. Who are they? Well, okay. Now I'll look up some obscure ass two colors because I just want to look up some they haven't done what is it, Shatterglass or G2 Thundercracker yet. That's like an obvious one. I'd probably get that because I do plan to get the G2 Ramjet, the purple one, and all of that is his turquoisey purpley glory. I can spell, I swear. Road Rage looks nice too. So is that a no, I think they said I think that's rumored to be a Target exclusive. Loud Pedal would be nice. Let me look at some Diaclone. I think Kingdom Magnus in the Diaclone color scheme would be absolute, stellar. That's one I've always wanted. I always love the Diaclone Magnus color scheme. It's giving me 2016 Diaclone. Diaclone like 1982, 1983. There we go. Give us the black Ironhide. Let's do that. Let's do all of the weird E-Hobby Megatrons. Oh, that's one, actually. I didn't even just see it, but I just saw a G1 Soundwave. Let's do the Marvel comic book colors of Soundwave, that, like, weird purple. Like, do that on the Netflix Soundwave. Those are some selects. Yeah, I don't know. I hung up on that for a minute. Not at the forefront of my brain, but you see some stuff, and you're like, that would be really cool. From all of the upgrade kits that I have bought, what's my favorite? Oh, that's a great question. I do love a good upgrade kit. Man, that is hard. I think probably, just because I'm thinking currently of the stuff I've done in the past couple of years, the Jetwing Optimus Prime from DNA is definitely up there. And, oh, yes. And the Power of the Prime's Predaking. Now, the funny thing about the Power of the Prime's Predaking upgrade kit I got is he came with 2 left hands, but the way that hand works is it's a regular molded piece with a gap filler. And so it's not a right molded hand and a left molded hand. It's the same molded hand, and you just pick the side the thumb's on. So mine had 2 left hands, and I had to hammer out the pin on both sides, switch the gap filler to give him two regular hands. And even still, I like that figure a lot, or that upgrade kit a lot, even though it was stressful to do that. I also got it. It was in a pile of loot long after it sold out, so there's no way I was getting it for like another upgrade kit for like $100. So I was like, yeah, we're going to hammer out this pin. We're going to fix it. DevCon. Yes, DevCon would be... I remember there was that April Fool's about DevCon, and it looked like poorly photoshopped, like MS Paint, but still, I'd still love that. Galbatron, I'll be selected with treads. Yeah! Ooh. That would be pretty. I'm waiting for them to do an actual Voyager scale Leader 1. Ooh! Let's get Psykill with Studio Series Wreck-Gar. I know it's not perfect, but come on! Why not? Why not? How often do you transform your larger figures in your collection? I've only seen Jetfire for 5 months. I've only transformed him once. It depends. Like, Unicron is a figure. That's the largest. Unicron's a figure where I will look at him and say, that'd be fun to transform that. I'm not doing that today because that's something I'm going to treat myself with on a Saturday afternoon. And then there's figures like my Titans. I really don't transform into Titans often. If I'm wanting to take like a group shot, or I just feel like messing with like, you know, the G1 Decepticons today, and I want to get them on the table just to mess around with, I'll transform them back and forth a few times. If I look at a figure and I look at it and I don't really, how do I explain this? I look at it and I can tell that I don't remember exactly how to transform it, then I'll pick it up and transform it so I can refamiliarize myself. Because I like to just remember how everything works. So the bigger guys, sometimes I have to take them down just to get reacquainted with them. So I would say I mess with a Titan class figure once every like 4 or 5 months. Omega Supreme, I think, is same thing with Scorponok. So I mess with those a little more often. Metroplex and Fort Max, unless I'm doing a group shot or a picture, I really don't touch those. I think they're okay, but antiquated really quickly. Did not age the best. And I did not get upgrade kits for them, at least yet. For me, it's the Predaking one because it gives us so many. Yeah. Like, I remember when they showed the Predaking, and he can technically kind of do it without it, but when they showed the Predaking kit where he's, like, doing the knee, like, doing the superhero pose, he's got his knee up and all that, like, I was like, oh, my God, this is crazy. The wings are pointed back. He's got the sword on the ground, like, crazy stuff. Like, and I think Predaking is one of the best Titans. I think he is severely underrated. I remember when I got him, I was, like, floored. Like, sure, the individual robots are a little stumpy, but like, hot damn, look at this. Thoughts on Commander Class Star Saber? Yes. I want a Star Saber. All of the Japanese G1 stuff has been so blatantly ignored. It's almost, it's terrifying. how often they're going to retread the 84, 85, 86 guys. I mean, 86 gets love here and there. Now it's getting a lot of love. But 84, 85 has been the thing for the past 5-6 years. I can't believe we've not gotten we've gotten a couple things, but nothing that's been here's this, here's Minerva, here's whatever. None of that. We got a Die Atlas from Takara. But yes. Give me a Commander class Star Saber. You can make them leader class if you need to. Even if we get it from Jetfire, sure. I don't know how they would do that. Well, I guess if the chest is hollow, and I don't know. I'm not an engineer. But I would buy it. I would spend 80 bones on that. I'm about to spend. I didn't really want to, but I'm gonna spend. I'm gonna get Rodimus. If I'm spending $80 on Rodimus, I'm gonna do it on a Star Saber. Bet. Trying to think. Are you wanting to join me? Come on, jump. I've been joined by a co-host. Sorry. He was being needy. This is my cat. His name is Captain. This is my pride and joy. He's big. He is 18 pounds. And I love him. Fat Boy Prime. Look at the chunkamus. Tell me you don't love him. You're lying. He's so heavy. Love you, Captain. Okay. Oh, that was rough. Star Saber, Lio Convoy, Lio Crowds. Absolutely. I would love that. Victory Leo is a figure I want. I think his design is so cool. Make him combinable with Star Saber, all that fun stuff. Yes. Give me these figures. I absolutely want them. Do you think we'll see Series 86 versions of RC and Springer? I don't think we'll see 86 versions of them. I think the Studio Series 86 line exists partially off of some characters and figures. Captain, I'm going to let you down, buddy, because you're killing me. Oh, I love you. I think that line kind of exists because there were some Kingdom figures. I mean, look at Jazz and some other guys. They have ports on them as if they're supposed to be like Hot Rod. He's got ports on the back of him right here. And he's got ports on the bottom of his feet, but not everywhere. So I think some of these guys began development as Kingdom guys, and then they realized, oh my God, we can't put 87 figures in Kingdom, total the number 87. So they were like, all right, let's do this. So I think RC Springer, I think all of them are meant to exist together. I think Siege Springer is our 86 Springer. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I feel like we've already gotten it with that. I think it's been so close. Because it's technically the same toy line. Because isn't it all under the War for Cybertron umbrella, technically? John Hasbro, tell us what it all means, please. From what I heard, Susan might have Crown Stars Scream. Yeah, I heard about that too. A leader class version of it. And that is one, I have an 86 movie display. I have the poster and everything. And I'm not spending, I'm sorry, I like to not be absolute like this, but jovially, I'm not spending $50 on another version of the Earthrise Seeker mold for a plastic crown and a cape. That's a thing, give me an upgrade kit for. Now, if he comes with other stuff that, fleshes out that price, Studio Series Hot Rod, for example, is $30. I don't care about the size. I think the accessories are great. I think it's 100% worth every penny. It's not about the size. Size is not the point. It's the fact of it's that much money on that mold again. It's not the size part. So if you give me enough, some accessories to sweeten it, other figures attempt to do, this one didn't need to do that for me. It looks perfect. Then I'm into it. But yeah, I guess it would come with shoulder pads, the crown, or the crown, the cape. I'd say he could come with a gun Megatron, but Core Megatron does, and so did the Centurion pack. Energon cubes are boring and not relevant to the film. A Matrix doesn't make sense. A pile of ash is the obvious joke. I don't know what he could come with. Yeah. I don't know. You could press a button on his back and all his limbs pop off. I don't know. I'd buy that. I'd buy that. Absolutely. Has the crown, cape, shoulder pads, and a throne and stage. The throne and stage is nice. That sounds nice. That, again, I got an 86 display. So you give me something that enhances that display. We'll talk. We'll talk, John Hasbro. That's actually really cool. How big would it be? God, what if the throne and stage is just the freaking cardboard backdrop? The backdrops are fine, but he's so upset. Yeah, he does have that weird issue where like his legs, that collapsible hinge like opens up. Mine does that. It used to not always do that, and now it does do that. So yeah, and absolutely without battle damage. What we'll probably get, I don't know, I don't remember what it was released for. It was some movie pack, and it had like Combiner Wars Magnus, Thrilling 30 Springer, Generations RC, and it was all like premium colored versions of the movie guys. I could see a multi-pack of like RC Springer and a Junkion pack. Like that's probably going to be on Amazon leaks. That's actually perfect pack. Actually, holy crap. That's actually a really perfect set. Pay me, Hasbro. Pay me. Sage. Even though buying Seekers can be repetitive, you feel like a chore sometimes. Do you feel like we get more Seekers like Nacelle, Slipstream, and Sunstorm? I would like to. See, like, when it comes to Seekers, I'm a type of person that, like, I buy this stuff because I like it. I don't buy it because I feel like I have to. And there's like mental ruts you can get into with collecting like that when you force yourself to have a completionist mentality, not because you want everything, but when you feel like you need to get everything. That's something I try to like fight and not get into at all, because I've done that before and it's bad, and it makes me fall out of love with the hobby. When it comes to things like the Seekers, nobody's putting a gun to my head making me buy them. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's making me get the cone heads. Nobody's making me. I do it because I want updated versions. The classic Seeker mold outlived its welcome. So, I pre-ordered the cone heads. I got the target set. They're all fully updated because I wanted them to. So I'm totally cool with them doing it as long as it's not like egregious, like Starscream. Again, it's like, I think of a new version of characters like Thundercracker, Skywarp, and the Coneheads is enough to buy that figure again. Just a cape and a crown is not, if that makes sense, I guess. I don't know if that does. So you got to like a character reason. So yeah, if you give me characters like, Nacelle and Needle Nose, and all of these like jet characters, Sunstorm, absolutely, I would like an actual Sunstorm. I didn't get the Siege, Rainmakers either, and I know they're a pre-order. I don't really intend to get them. I'd like them. They would get me if they had the yellow one, Acid Storm, because that one's Nova Storm, isn't it, in the sets? Nova Storm, Acid Storm, and Ice Storm. I don't know. Whatever about him, because he should have been purple. There's a purple guy in that opening bit, and my favorite color is purple. Sue me. So if they would have made that purple, I would have the Siege Rainmakers. But $80 for blank colored crayon, didn't do it for me. So give me jet guys we don't have. Absolutely, I'm getting them. I think we're due for a definitive Classics Windblade. Honestly, too. I don't know about what scale. It does not have to be the Seeker mold, but just thinking about jets right now, she's got enough toys. We don't need it right now. Save it for the Legacy line. But I think we're due for like an actual really good definitive Windblade. I don't know. Am I wrong? Give me a classic Slipstream. Yes, I would like a Slipstream. I don't have a need for a Slipstream. I have the Takara Legends Slipstream that's based on the Generations Windblade mold. So I'm currently covered for a Slipstream. That mold didn't age the best, but it does serve a purpose, and I have her in a little like Decepticon goon squad. with my classic stuff. So, but I do think we should get a new Slipstream, a proper one, I suppose. I think the Prime one from the club looked good years ago, and I looked at it recently, and I was like, oh, man, it's just so Prime Starscream. It's hard to look past that. Also, a theory of mine for why Grimlock is so different from the promo pics is that they figured they could recolor the Dinobots and G1 colors and sell it. Yeah, absolutely. Or like a big old box set like San Diego Comic-Con. Absolutely. They do stuff like that all the time. So, yeah, I think they did. Or they did the promos and realized maybe it's cheaper to do this. Or they thought, people hated it. Yeah, but it's too easy to not do the toy ones. And also, that's the same reason to not give Grimlock like his sword. Because he never had a sword in the cartoon. So the toy did. So to give him the sword with the toy, you're absolutely right. I think that's Ion Storm, isn't it? I think that's the way to do it. We were opening things. We literally, guys, we connected. Feels good. Let's keep talking. But I am going to open some stuff. This is what I'm here for. I'm an hour in, and I would like to eat today. Not soon. I'm not trying to round down. But I do want to open this. So let's keep talking, guys. I love these questions. I'll try and be more. I'll try and not stop exactly, everything, and not break my computer. My bad. Yeah, thank you again for joining me here today, guys. This is wonderful. So you get this cool freaky card. I can't tell if my camera kind of doesn't really pick that up. Picks up both of them. Go over there. And then here is Metal's Megatron. Now this is pretty. So this is, again, the box is going to go over there. Look at this. It's so nice. It's such a surreal feeling, again, to have a Transmetal Megatron that isn't going to explode by looking at it. Isn't that just great? Where you are. Here you are. We'll see until we get to robot mode for seriously. Sorry to go for a sec. I'm back now. That's okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. I answered the question about the Seekers that you asked. I don't know if you saw that. But yes, I would absolutely buy all those guys. Your Nacelle, Slipstream, Sunstorm. Who else did you list? Bitstream. And then we're talking about Needle Nose earlier. I'd buy all those guys. Now, not that all of those have to be Starscream or Seeker guys. As long as you give me a reason to buy like a new character. So I'd be open to those versions. Absolutely. Nothing wrong with it. There's a whole lot of Jet characters that really need new toys. So here's the color difference. So you'll see again, this doesn't have the gold plastic. It does have this like crazy maroon looking. I know my camera isn't the best, but it does have this crazy maroon looking like tinge to it. It's reddish, which is it's not bad. It's just it's weird, and it just looks different in a nice way. It's satisfying to look at. The gold plastic, this is the shit that explodes. And apparently, a lot of the past plastic on this is not good because this is brown, and some brown plastics don't cure it well either. Like Reveal the Shield Wreck-Gar had problems with gold and brown plastic. I can't say the word brown. But yeah, this is the color difference between the Megatrons. The chromes are different colors. Again, I'm not transforming this one, so you can see a little bit. We'll see that when we get to robot mode. But this is a slightly lighter purple chrome, and this is a slightly deeper purple chrome. Chrome difference. Is that the Power of the Prime's Optimus upgrade kitted? It is not. No, that is actually. I do have the Power of the Prime's Optimus, but I don't have the upgrade kit for him. That's a kit I actually need to go back and get. But this version is. Oh my god! I keep hitting that. I'm so sorry. This is something else I got that day. Let me talk about this real quick, and then we'll talk about him, and then we'll come back here. That day at the store, I forgot. I was going to talk about this earlier, but he was behind me. This is Transmetal 2 Megatron, obviously. This is neat. So I don't remember how much. I think it came out to be like $60. And it comes with a missile. He has no like breakages on the points. He has a little bit of light chrome wear, but that builds character. And these points right here. So he's not busted that way, but he's custom. And I only noticed a few of the ways he's custom. So he has like some added paint on the head, and they redid the mouth paint and added some yellow and some, it's kind of dingy. I'll probably go back. This was years ago, but it's a well-loved figure. He has the nails painted. Very nice, right? This is insane. This is the toy modify stuff. I'm just like, whoa. I noticed this wire in the neck. And I was like, what in the hell? I don't remember the mechanism looking that archaic. And then I tested it and I was like, well, that mechanism never works. It always breaks. It's so old and it's so easily busted. No, the guy who owned, or the person who owned this before me, who customized it, fed an entire hook wire all through this dragon neck. And now the head can, not only is it fixed from the mechanism being broken, because who cares about that dumb time bomb mechanism? He's articulated, and he can stay like that. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought that was really cool. I like buying a figure that somebody's already made better. I like doing it myself, but I would not have trusted myself to do it. I wouldn't have done it like this, weaved it through. It's so solid that it's just like, damn, I would not have been able to do it that well. Thanks for doing it. And now I own it, and I'll treat it well, I swear. This Optimal Optimus is not the Power of the Primes. This is the original. This is one I actually recently restored a little bit. So this is not the one from my childhood, but I had this figure when I was a kid. This one is not complete. I got it a few years ago. I do like the Optimal Optimus figure. I like the Power of the Prime ones. My buddy Seth, who's watching us, he does not like that figure. I think it's decent. But when I got it, there was a yearning for this still. And because I had this when I was a kid, it was just one of those figures that I really needed to reclaim. And I did. And I ordered it and I got it. But he had some yellowing. He had some really extensive yellowing. And so this is what I mean. Look at the battery cover and the cannons right here. It's not horrible. It looks bronzy. It doesn't look good, but it doesn't look nice. And these are a little bit dingy too. I found out a method. I'm still messing with it of how to whiten plastic. So I took them apart recently. There was a couple parts. This is actually a really good one to show. I wasn't able to get these parts of the arm off. The screws are completely stripped. So I might get in there with some retro bright and a UV light. But I've been restoring plastic on him. So that's something I've been doing as well. Trying to breathe life into new figures. I took all of his gray off that I could take off. And decolored it with hydrogen peroxide and sunlight and patience. Absolutely. So we're back here. So yeah, absolutely. If anybody wants to see anything, if y'all are curious about a figure I have, if I got it and you want to share it or whatever, you want to talk about it because you like that figure, by all means, let me know. If I got it around, I'll go grab it. I got a couple figures over here and most of my stuff. I have stuff in storage too, but I try to keep most of my stuff displayed. But this is beautiful. So I love this too, that he just has this stupid feature. This stupid feature. He has this stupid pinchy tail with roller skates. I know the pinchy tail is for it can be a blaster in robot mode. But what is this scorpion jet flying metal Tyrannosaurus? What is this? What the heck? Do you collect the hover wings? I know. Oh, and also let's just give it up for the rub signs. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. Do I collect any of the robots like Gundam, Power Rangers, Sentai? I don't. For a minute there, Seth actually, he got me into it. For a minute, I did have a Kamen Rider phase. I thought it was really cool. But that's not robots. That's as far as I got. I never really got into Power Rangers or Sentai. I do think it's cool. But Power Rangers is something that I watched casually as a kid. If the Legacy Collection for Power Rangers the Lightning Collection, the Lightning Collection makes a Lightspeed Rescue set or the Train Megazord, I'm buying that because that's just my childhood. But when it comes to robots, it mostly is Transformers, at least on a toy front. I always respect giant robots. Always. I think they're cool in media, anime. Obviously, there's always a giant robot anime. I love Pacific Rim, things like that. So I do like giant robots, but when it comes to toys, it usually stays to Transformers. Just because I collect so many different things, like Transformers, and then Marvel, and then I do collect horror, and then I have some prop replica stuff like the Chucky dolls. So I have to call it somewhere with how much I'm getting. That way. Yeah, most of the reps I'm still. I do like the Zeong. I am getting the Zeong with effect parts coming out for Gundam. The is it the real grade? I'm Gundam ignorant. Because I buy what I like. I'm not going to pretend I'm the biggest Gundam fan. But the real grade, high grade, one of those two. I'm sorry. But that I do have on pre-order. Big Bad's been telling me it's going to be in any minute now since like November. Ooh, my throat hurts. I've just been like talking for it's an hour and 20 minutes. I've not stopped. This is great fun. Shut up. I'm just kidding. Big message. I should turn that off. Wouldn't that be professional to turn that off? Get it to him. Oh. Do you think that the way Kingdom Meg transforms, he could be retooled? Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely do. I don't know if I mentioned that in my review, but I know I've mentioned that to my friends that I've talked to about that figure. And yes, I do absolutely think that that can be done. I mean, I don't know if it like physically can, but I think it is possible. The way the hip skirts come up and everything, and the fact that it's rubber skin layered on top of like a base endoskeleton, possible. I think there's been weirder things to be pulled off in the franchise history. I still I can't hold this figure and not like kid glove it. It's weird. What's the most overpriced you've paid for a figure? Do you mean like the most I spent on a single figure, or the most I spent on a figure that like probably like was like aftermarket price? Because those are two different answers, and I am curious. Gotta think. What would be something I spent? I don't do a whole lot of aftermarket. I do, but I don't do it like stupidly, I guess. I don't I'm not gonna spend $200 on a random. I mean, I guess I spent over I spent almost 100 on this. No, my Kingdom Megatron's rubber has not deteriorated. It has been completely fine. Knock on wood. Yeah, no, mine's been completely fine. Has there been reports of any of them deteriorating? I know that there's been reports of some iffy stuff with the blast effects and how those chemicals react with the hard ABS of the jelly plastic and those kind of causing some issues here and there, melding together. Overpriced I paid for it. Marvel Legends, it would have to be a Marvel Legend. It probably wouldn't be a Transformer. Because like I bought Masterpiece figures, but I bought them most for retail, which is hard to say that's overpriced. I don't want to be unfair. They charge what they charge, and I was the guy who bought it. Nobody told me to. I did I own MP36 Megatron, and that is one of the highlights of my collection. And I got that for less than retail. I got it used from a friend who gave me a really great deal. I think I got that for like I think I paid $130, if that, $140 maybe. So I got that a fan-fucking-tastic deal on that one. What's a figure you always wanted but never could have bought? When it comes to soft grails, so when it comes to grails, I've gotten most of my grails, right? Grail's a weird word, because somebody will see a grail means something different to everybody, I don't like to tell people your grail isn't a grail, but I also don't think a deluxe class figure that's coming out is a grail. It means whatever you mean. So great. As far as what I've really wanted, like for I fall into that. Like I always wanted Cybertron Optimus, but I did get that. I've always wanted a G1 Megatron and a G1 Shockwave. Those are actually on my list now. Those are like bucket list gets. Those are two that I've always wanted. I've always wanted Mastermind Creations Cyclops. It is Mastermind, right? The Steam, this Hearts of Steel. I've always wanted that. I've found it for okay prices here and there, but never able to pull the trigger because it's over 200 these days. Might be touching 3. That's hard to justify all at once. But then like I bought the Chucky dolls. I bought all 4 of Trick or Treat Studios replica Chuckies, and those are those start at 500 a piece. So I guess it just depends on how important it is to me, or how good of a deal I think I'll get on it. My connection is unstable. Please wait while we try reconnecting. Are we connected? Do I look like crap? Am I stream lagging? Am I dying? Am I dying, guys? I hope not. I hope not dying. Aren't we all? Anyway. If you could choose a franchise for Transformers to cross over with, what would you choose and what mold would you choose? I feel like there's an obvious answer. Personally, I know this is stupid. I would like a Transformer of Christine, the killer car Christine, the Stephen King book, the John Carpenter film Christine. I would love that. I think that'd be great. I don't know what they would use. Oh, give me a Christine heavy remold of Cybertron Downshift. Gold. I'll take it. I think a Batmobile is the obvious answer. I'm not even a huge Batman fan like that, but to have a robot transforming Batmobile, it's like the DeLorean and the Ecto-1. It's like, come on. The Mystery Machine, obviously, great. A lot of folks want the Turtle Van. I'm a little skeptical on how that would turn out to really ask for it. Knight Rider would be great. I've suddenly forgot every fictional car I've ever seen. A Ben 10 Rust Bucket would be cool. Hell, give me Kevin's Dodge Charger, whatever. I'm not a car guy, sorry. Hell, give me that. Yeah, give me a Ben 10 crossover. We are overdue for a Ben 10 Transformers crossover. I know they're different studios and this and that, whatever. I don't care. Overdue. They would go so well together as a little calamity event. What kind of job do you have to support the hobby? Stop digging your face into this. I have a regular job. I have a 9 to 5 office job, and I work at a pest control company, family owned, and yeah, that's basically it. A lot of what I have is stuff that I've accumulated over years. I know I started doing YouTube recently, but again, I've been collecting since like 08, actively like 07, 08, but 06 and before. Like I had a few RID toys as a kid, like I said earlier, but I've been doing this for a while. So again, like I don't usually go out and like, that's why I don't buy Masterpiece figures. I don't buy this and that. Like when I was getting the Chucky dolls, like those were planned expenses I knew about a year in advance. So I really had the chance to like put this money, and you pay with those with tax returns and like Unicron. I happen to live in the United States, so the United States government did give me a stimulus check that might have helped me out get a Unicron, is what it is. And I didn't even, I don't throw all of my money at the hobby. Because I have other stuff I do. I go to conventions. I like to cosplay here and there. So collecting is my main hobby, sure, but not my only hobby. That's why I don't get like every Transformer that I really like or anything like that. Like I had to skip Rhinox today because like I bought Marvel Legends yesterday, or this or that. And the Chucky dolls, the Chucky dolls were important because those are my grails. When it comes to Holy Grails, those are my absolute holy grails of collecting. I've always wanted 1-to-1 scale replica Chucky dolls. So when those came out, it wasn't a question at all. It wasn't, am I going to get these? It was, how quick can I pay them off and get them? Luckily for me, I was able to save up enough money to get pre-orders in, and I got first runs on all of them. I even backed the Kickstarters on the Chuckies, both Chuckies. So I just scale it on an importance basis. I had to forego Transformers and other stuff while saving up for those and eating ramen noodles here and there. So yeah, I don't live frivolously. I don't live in a mansion. I've got a tiny little house that I rent from family, and 4 cats to support. 4 cat children. 4 cats is a lot. Don't get 4 cats. It's a lot. About the Batmobile, I've seen this guy on DeviantArts retooling an animated blur. Yeah, I remember that art. That art is really good. That art's been around for a minute. That art is, I don't know how old it is, but I would love that. I don't know if they can dip back into the animated mold pooling, steel molds, but I'd love that. What do you think of the take on the Kingdom Cyclonus? Flip the nose cone and put it down. I heard about that. I was watching a video. Who was talking about it? Thew. I think I was watching Thew, and I think he mentioned it. I think that he mentioned. I forgot what video of his it was. It might have been one of his Damn It Opens. I'm pretty sure he's who I heard mention that. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, do it!" But yeah, like crazy idea. But yeah, Thew. Absolutely, I would be 100% down for a depth charge from that. I don't know how the robot mode would look, but I think it could, because that Cyclonus is a little stocky. So you futz with it. Well, those shoulder pieces, they do clip in, so I think they can do it. And you know, the toy is fatter than the CGE model too, so they could pull it off. This is the Metals Megatron with the Transmetal Megatron. Again, these are the differences in the colors. Can really see them here. Now, the one thing I love about Takara paint, obviously what everybody loves about Takara paint, is how much it just, look at the red on this and look at the red on this. My God, it's piercing. It's just, it's like jelly-like. Like, I'm trying to, I know, again, I'm sorry, my camera's not the best. Look at that. And the light metallic purple on this version, this plastic is a bit darker, the underbase, I guess. And so that purple just kind of blends in with it, like really slick. I don't know, like just something about a Takara figure sometimes just hits different. I don't make the rules, guys. It is what it is. They look really good. And here's what I meant about the purples looking different. You can kind of tell a little bit better now. Focus at all. There we go. And then especially from the back view. This is awkward. Let's do it like this. Love it. So this is Metals Megatron. Again, I'm terrified to really play with him. I'd kind of like to review him. Again, like I said earlier, I'd like to talk about some older figures. There's something good and hearty about older figures. When it comes to like figures, I like figures with great articulation and detail, but I'm getting to that point in my life where there's something about old engineering and something endearing about that and gimmicks, you know. I'm somebody who's always been like, oh, Transformers gimmicks is transforming. You know, you don't need all the other stuff. But now I'm like, oh, but look at this. You know, remember missile launchers and stuff like that. So I'm just getting to that age, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think he's gorgeous. This is stupid. I should not own this. This should not be in my collection. I can't believe I own anything like this. This is like, I was listening to like WTF at TFW recently. Within the past several months. And I think TG Omega mentioned about him getting one within the past year or two. I think he got that within the past like 3-4 years or something. He got his off Mandarake and like what? I have the box. Like what? I looked down to make sure my cat wasn't laying on the box. I don't know. That's gorgeous. This is like, I have no bones about calling Transformer or calling toys toys. They're toys. They're action figures, but they're toys. But I can't help but just say this is a nice piece, you know. And I feel like I should pinky out when I say that. This is a nice Transformers piece. And I don't know. It just gives me that feeling. There's a prestige to a Takara figure from like 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that improves on the American one. I don't know. And it says Destron on it. I love that. I love that difference. That it says Destron instead of Megatron, just because they're called Destrons in Japan. It's like a culture shock looking at this figure. I don't know. It just hits different. Did that fix on your Megs work good? Oh, the pin? Is that what you're talking about, Seth? It worked okay. We're not done. I kind of cracked the upper part of the hinge, so the bottom pin is stuck in there. But it's really just a fix to get the arm on, so I'm kind of tempted to just call it here until another rainy day and just, count my blessings that the arm is on. So it worked for what I'm intending for right now. I don't really plan to ever really transform this. If I ever put that figure in T-Rex mode, it's never leaving T-Rex mode again. So that's why I'm not excited to transform it. I'm happy that Hasbro and Takara unified the brand so we don't have to feel bad anymore. Yeah, I love that. I do think the unification is good because, like, it's a messed up feeling, to having to be like, I can spend $15 on Titans Return Blur, or I can spend like $40 on the Blur that actually looks good, Now we all suffer if a toy looks bad, and I think that's fair. So I agree. I think it is really good. And that's the other thing, too, about this that kind of makes it antiquated in a really nice way is that it is different. It's like, look how things used to be. Remember when the old days 5 years ago when the Japanese versions were different? Like, I think that's neat. The headmasters they had different sculpts. They were doing the original the cartoons and stuff, and we were doing other stuff, and everything was different. The animated figures were reflective and shiny, and which fine, but sometimes different for different sake isn't good. How did you become such a big Chucky fan? Okay, so that's actually a story, and I do like this story. So, what do you say? Do we want to open these right now? Do we want to say this for another day? Do we want to open something else? Because I want to. Exactly. That is a good. That was the retail price I was referring to. Like when it comes out, because hindsight sucks. You don't know that the Takara, everybody's gonna buy the Takara version. So absolutely, yeah. My the shop in town had a Takara one for like $50, and even then I couldn't pull the trigger. Galby, we want to open Galvatron? Okay, we can open Galvatron. Absolutely. These guys will still be here. Because this has been really fun, but I've already also been here for an hour and a half. And if I open these guys, I'm gonna want to open them, transform them, combine them, and all of that. So maybe the ones that we came here to really do something with, we'll save for the next one. But okay, let's grab Galvatron. What other figures can you open right now? Let's see. I have. Let's see. I've got Galvatron, so I've got this, and the ones I came here to open was Metal's Megatron. That was one of the main ones, and then the others were these two, which I'd like to open at the same time. RID, Prime, and Magnus. Let me see. I have other stuff I can unbox, actually. What? I have some Marvel Legends. I've got the Disney Plus wave of Marvel Legends, the Sam Wilson Build-A-Figure, or the Wings Build-A-Figure. I've got Classics Kingpin. I've got Negative Zone Spider-Man. I've got Mystique. Some odds and ends, really. I think I've got Vertebrae kicking around in boxes I haven't opened yet, actually. So I guess right now, pardon me, it's really this stuff. I think I have a NECA Predator I haven't opened either. I got the Alpha Predator as a birthday gift. I haven't opened that yet. I love my Studio Series Blur. Yeah. I like Studio Series Blur too. I like both blurs. All blurs are beautiful. No, my Galvatron has the proper shoulders. All right. Well, I have two for Galvatron, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mess around with some older stuff. We'll probably save Prime and Magnus for another day, because that one's gonna be like I'm gonna be here for over an hour and a half, I'm sure, doing those by themselves. So absolutely, I'm actually really excited to open Galvatron. I was gonna open them tonight anyway, so absolutely. Let's crack open Galvatron. It's actually funny. The case, when they opened it, you can tell they just went and yeah, just totally miffed it. But it's all right. I'm sorry, actually. My cat did step on the box, actually, so it's fine. It's just a tray. Let me actually grab that. Ugh. I'd like to keep the box nice as it is all torn up. Galvatron. Let's grab our knife. This is exciting. Again, like, we have not gotten an actual honest-to-goodness Galvatron, like, I guess since G1. Energon, maybe? Cybertron had a good Galvatron, but it didn't look like this. Energon's is subjective. By the way, you're going to save the stream as VOD. Yeah. I don't see why not. Yeah, unless I ever do anything super embarrassing, then probably I don't see myself deleting them. I think they're fun. Like, sometimes I'll do that. Like, when I'm just hanging out at home and I don't really have the attention span to like sit down and watch a video, but I want some white noise. Sometimes I'll turn on some of my favorite YouTuber streams. I think I did that recently with Vangelist. Vangelist just did a mini painting stream. And I watched it like 4 days after it. You know, I was in passing too. It was nice. It's like a podcast thing. There's a casual feel to him that I like. And I watch Pokemon streamers, not the card people, not the people who destroyed trading cards for us, but the video game people, shiny hunters. I find that like relaxing when you find somebody who's chill person, hang out there with for a while they're just doing their thing. I think that's fun. So cool. Let's open Galvatron. This is exciting. I'm sorry. This is exciting. Getting resistance. Oh yeah, he comes with a card, doesn't he? I wonder what we got. Did they? Oh Jesus, that's a thick ass instruction booklet. All right. Over here, this box I'm not keeping. I don't care about these boxes. Why is his instructions so big? He like falls down and tucks up his shoulders or his elbows. Like, he's not. Cat decided to scratch the wall and just. Jesus. That sounded demonic. I didn't know what that sound was. I thought my house was caving in. Sorry. I mean, I guess the Hasbro instructions usually suck anyway. I don't think the problem was making them bigger. I think the problem was making them legible from step to step. These don't look terrible. Oh. Yeet. Oh, I'm sorry, Hermes. The instructions fell on my cat. And then this thing. All right. Let's move Alpha Trion. Screw it. Let's put it on the floor. It's fine. And let's move Treadbolt. So I have some space. What did he say his name was again? Galvatron. What about video games? What are some of those that you play right now? If you do, I'm very casual with video games. I am not somebody. I'm not somebody who's like big gamer, dude. Which is cool if you are. I'm not. I like to be very upfront with people. I'm very casual. But as far as what I'm playing right now, I just played through Resident Evil 8. I beat that. Pokemon Snap is something I'm trying to get back into. I'm currently running through a save file. A lot of Pokemon. I am a Pokemon. Well, like my boy, Man Ray, my boy. So I have a save file on Platinum I'm playing right now. I just 100%ed a few months ago and completed the decks for the Johto decks in Crystal. Pokemon Crystal, that is. I'm trying to think. I had a couple other things I was playing from the eShop here and there. But I've not been playing a lot of stuff. I used to play a bit of Overwatch. I fell out of that. Really trying to think. Again, I'm very casual with games. Oh yeah, absolutely Spider-Man. I got the red PS4 thing. It's like June, so I forgot that Miles Morales was like technically kind of recent. That was November. Yes, Spider-Man PS4 is beautiful. Spider-Man PS4 is one of the only games I've ever platinumed. I platinumed that game. I got all the DLC. Loved that game. I didn't platinum Miles yet. I got to the end of that, and then and there's sirens outside now. Something's going on. Something in the air. So Miles Morales, I still have to platinum, but I did beat it. I did play both of those. Love Spider-Man PS4. I cannot wait for Spider-Man 2. And Guardians looks neat. I have Avengers, but I didn't play much of it. I've not played too much of it. I didn't get very far at all, but I do have it. And Guardians looks interesting. I don't know if I'm going to get Guardians because I don't want to get Guardians if I haven't played Avengers. I do want to see what Avengers is like. I've heard good things, even though I know there's some contingency about it. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I was watching E3. I watched Nintendo today. I think of E3 today. I think Fatal Frame looks great. I think I play Smash as well. So Tekken finally joining Smash. I don't play a lot of Tekken by itself, but a fighting frame, like now you have Tekken versus Street Fighter versus King of Fighters. It's insane. So again, those are games I play. I play Smash probably a couple times a week. Have some friends I play with here and there. I like to think I'm halfway decent at that, but other than that, it's really Pokemon and if they put Spider-Man in a game. I took the sticker on the plastic of the Avengers case. I took the sticker that said Spider-Man on it, that said the Spider-Man DLC, and I took that off the disposable plastic wrap and put it on the case itself because Spider-Man's in that game, and you're going to remember it. What about the other superhero games like Batman? I've not played a lot of those. I played the first couple of them on the PS3. Those were during the PS3 days. It's been so long, like 10 years ago. Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. I think I played those two, and I didn't really play much after that. I kind of fell out of it. Trying to think of other superhero games. I played Ultimate Alliance. I played Ultimate Alliance 3. I do Marvel vs. Capcom. I played Devastation. I played War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. I beat all those. Those are fantastic games. It sucks that Activision lost a license and High Moon doesn't exist. I don't own the PS4 port, so now I have to go back on my PS3. The card I got with Rhinox was a Galvatron card, so I hope I find him soon. Absolutely, that's got to be a good call. And is he heavy? He feels a little heavy. Let's get him out of the tray and see how heavy it is. But yeah, that's really Spider-Man's like my bread and butter. Not just Spider-Man as far as superheroes, but I won't lie, I do lean more towards Marvel just subconsciously. I do like Batman, and I do really like Superman. I like Nightwing a lot. I've cosplayed Red X, and so there is DC characters I really like. I am going to be doing Robin at some point too, to my buddy's 90s Batman. So again, that's more of a casual thing. I like to be upfront though. There's a whole lot of people out there that pretend they're a jack of all trades, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing everything about everything. You know what I mean? Getting the Nemesis ship guns. That's neat. We'll look at those here in a second. Don't cut my finger. What time is it? 8:30? Well, I've been doing this for a minute. Oh, his little Matrix. I love the Matrix and chain. Sorry that you guys can't really see this part of it. I'm just undoing these tie things. Phallic. So professional over here. Here at Fizz TV, we're just completely perfect. Do you ever travel for a convention or do you go to local ones only? Yes, I do travel. So I'm located in Ohio, and I have traveled as far as I've gone to New York Comic Con a few times. I've gone to Wizard Worlds in Chicago. I've gone to Kentucky. The main convention I travel for is Dragon Con. I'm actually getting ready for Dragon Con this upcoming year. I'm very excited it's happening. I'm getting cosplans ready for that. That's all very, very exciting. It's been so long. There's some horror conventions I do. There's some local ones like Horror Hound in Cincinnati, and then I'll go to Indianapolis for Horror Hound. I go to Horror Hounds, depends on like what celebrities I want to meet. I like to meet some of the old horror guys that scared the shit out of me. I didn't tell the Chucky story. I'm sorry. I'll play that, or I'll tell that here in a moment. So sorry, I forgot about that. Very ADHD. You'll figure that out. Ooh, he is hefty. He's not tiny. He feels really good. Feels fantastic. Wow. Like, that is awesome. I don't think he's top heavy, but a lot of the weight is in the top. Ooh. So yeah, I'll travel. I will travel here and there. But I will go to local ones. So we have local ones like I know a big one here in Ohio is like Colossal Con. I didn't go to that one. I've been to that one many, many times. I only like to go to Colossal if I can stay at the Kalahari. And I'm not legacy booked, so I can't. So I don't go. But Colossal Con East in the Poconos sounds fun. So the farthest I've traveled for a convention was I traveled to Arizona. I flew to Arizona for 2 days. 2 days only. I flew there for Ace Comic-Con 2-3 years ago to meet Tom Holland. He's the only reason I went. Wanted to meet him. He'd never done a convention circuit, at least in America. It was very important to me. It was actually a very big deal. I had a whole lot of really close friends really help me with that, to be able to do it on short notice. That is the biggest convention I traveled for. I flew to Arizona, and I met Tom Holland, and that was perfect. I'm trying really hard to get the card out. Are you fucking... I got the arc. Are you... It's like my 4th arc. Stupid. I'm not mad. What a stupid thing to get upset about. My sticker card is not the one I wanted. Yeah. But if anybody wants an arc and gets a Galvatron, an extra Galvatron, and wants to trade, I do think the cards are cool enough that I would mail you. I think I have doubles of Prime, Megatron, Arc, Dinobot, and Black Arachnia. If anybody needs those for a Galvatron, let me know. Trade it for a Black Lotus. Oh my god. Sorry, I just want to get these instructions, everything packed away. Alrighty, so here's Galvatron. Arc unacceptable. Unacceptable. I refuse. They heard me. They heard me earlier. They heard me earlier when I said I'm not going to buy the Arc, and they're like, "We'll see about that, you son of a bitch." Maybe that does have. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Does anything different? It's Robot Autobot. That is cool. I don't know if my other ones had the actual robot underneath, so that's cool. I actually like that. That's really sick. So okay, this card, I guess a pass. It's a pass, I guess. It's a pass, I guess. My freebie card wasn't the right one I wanted. John Hasbro. That's when you know we're spoiled as a fan base. Like, if anybody ever gets like actually upset about that, that's when you know we have it good. Like, G.I. Joe fans can't even get their toys right now. And I'm like, oh, it's not the card I wanted. Oh. It's great. I love it. Poor G.I. Joe fans. Fanbase gets upset. Absolutely. I'm sure there's TFW threads about it. There's even, like, dude, there's people who, like, talk about these cards. And they're like, these cards are so stupid. What a waste of materials. I'm like, dude, it doesn't affect anything. It's a freebie. Like, I just like Galvatron. I want a Galvatron sticker. It's not like this is the last Kingdom figure you're ever going to, at least I'm ever going to buy. Like, I'm going to get more. God, there's people who are like, I can't believe these come. Like, you hate free stuff? You hate fun? Just get really mad, start ripping them up. I can't believe this. Hashtag Hasbro. Not the right one. I do think it's funny when they don't give you the right, they don't give you the right ones, but I know they're randomized. So, like, that's cool. It's just like my fourth arc. But I do like the underneath is different. But I like the stickers. I want to do something with the stickers. I like stickers. I'm a slut for stickers. How did I get into horror? That's right. So let's look at Galvatron right here as we talk about this. So when I was a kid, I'm in my 20s. I'm in my upper echelon of my mid-20s. And when I was a kid, I hated horror. I hated it. It terrified me. And I don't mean horror in general. Like, I thought everything was spooky. When Halloween came around, I dressed up as, like, Pikachu or, you know, not something goofy specifically, but a character. Spider-Man. When I was younger, I did dress up as one of the Power Rangers. That sort of stuff. I didn't like scary stuff. I had a cousin. I guess I still have a cousin. I don't like him. But I had a cousin who was really into horror. And he is kind of somebody who we're not fond of. So it already had a stigmatism to it. And he was egregious with it. And when I was a kid, I was afraid of skeletons. This is going to sound stupid. But when you're a kid, you have irrational fears. Like some kids are afraid of the bathtub drain. Or some of them are afraid of the dark or anything. I was afraid of skeletons. And I was afraid of tornadoes. Those are my two dumbass fears that I had. So horror, skeletons kind of go hand in hand with that. I didn't like that. It was just scary to me. And yeah, absolutely, Cassette Commando. Thank you so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Sorry I just cracked open Galvatron. I'm going to be reviewing him. He feels great. He feels hefty and everything. Hit me up, man. Yeah, we'll talk about him next time. Absolutely. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was so fun to have you here and, like, engaging. Like, I thought I was going to talk to myself for an hour talking about toys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man. You have a wonderful, wonderful night. So basically as a kid, I was scaredy cat, didn't like spooky things, stayed away from them. It was so bad that, like, I couldn't stand the sight or thought of it, like going into the video store, or like if I would go into a video store and get lost and you find yourself in the thrillers and it leads into the horror, you know, suddenly I'm looking at the VHS cases for like Sleepaway Camp and Jack Frost and Chucky. That shit, like, I couldn't stand the sight of Chucky. He had like a VHS in the basement of the house I went over to as a kid that he hung out at, and I couldn't look at the VHS. So that's how bad I was afraid of it. And I don't remember what happened. Like, Freddy vs. Jason came out, and I was like 7 or 8. Yeah, like it's exactly that. Freddy vs. Jason came out. I was in like 3rd grade, and I was like, I can do this. Like, all the cool kids are talking about it. It's a cool, edgy movie. I can do this. I begged my parents. We were like out to eat one night. I remember this. I was like begging them to rent that movie. And they were like, what? They're like, you will die if you watch that movie. Like, your soul will leave your body. You don't watch spooky stuff. I'm like, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. They rented it. I got like 5 minutes in and I couldn't do it. It was like the credits. Just when Freddy is giving the spiel about, like, they forgot about me. Da, 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 da. You're seeing like flashbacks of old movies, and now having seen everything, it's the most tame stuff. And I was 8 years old with a freaking, like, oh my God, I couldn't deal. So, like, that didn't work. And I don't know what happened. It was around the age of like 11 or 12. It was like around 11. After my 11th birthday, it was, I don't remember what it was, but AMC, the channel AMC had a, they still have it. It's a marathon every Halloween, and it's AMC's Fear Fest. And I love that marathon. I was like watching it. I like watching cable sometimes. And, I saw that they were showing the classics. It wasn't a year where they only had the shitty movies, and they were only showing Nightmares 4, 5, and 6. And Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X, and that's it. You know, they were showing the originals of everything. I was seeing the good stuff. So I saw that they were showing that stuff in the TV guide, and I was like, why is my cat meowing? Is he taunting another cat? He's being taunted. Okay, sorry. Stop complaining. Go play. Just one day I just got kind of a burr up my ass, and I was like, I'm curious. What am I missing? And I sat there and I was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. If it's on TV, if it's on cable, it'll be edited down enough to where the really bad stuff is going to be out of it. So there's no way I can't not do that, right? Like, it has to be doable. And I sat down, and I remember one of the first ones I watched was the first Nightmare on Elm Street. And then after that, one of the first ones, I was like, okay, spooky, very spooky. I'm spooked, but I'm alive. I can do it. One of the next ones was they showed some Friday the 13th. They showed part 2, part 3, and I think they showed part 5 or 6. One of those, and then they showed like Jason Goes to Hell. I didn't watch it at that point, but I watched the main couple of Fridays, and then a couple of days later, they showed Halloween. They showed Halloween 1, and then they showed 4, 5, and H2O. And that's how I saw all of those. So I watched them on cable. Those are the main movies I watched. There were a couple others here and there that I didn't really latch onto or find much affection for. Slashers are really what I was gravitated towards, because slashers are what I was afraid of as a kid. So I guess I went about it as a thing of like trying to conquer like my fear of horror. Trying to be like, all right, like I'm not gonna be afraid of a movie. And it really turned into more than that. When I was a kid, I still do. I love Star Wars. Star Wars is a big thing for me. I'm actually working on a review for the Hot Toys Grogu. A buddy helped me with doing that review. And so I love Star Wars. Star Wars gave me such a love for filmmaking because it was just magical to see the original trilogy. And then the CGI was nice, but just there's such a magic to watching the original trilogy. And I used to have the VHSs of the original cut. There was a want to be a filmmaker in me. I really loved movies. I really appreciated them, everything that went into them. I explain it like this. The idea that you can make me see and feel something real about something that is fake is art, and it's enthralling to me, and I love it. And that's what really brings me into it. So I got to a point to where I wondered why did these movies make me afraid? Why did they make me feel this way? So it was a weird cathartic sequel to what? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was just talking about. Specifically with that. But all of those reasons were, or with Star Wars sequel trilogy, yeah, there's opinions about Star Wars. I did not like The Rise of Skywalker. I'll say that much. I did not like The Rise of Skywalker. But it is what it is. Whatever. We're not, Star Wars is so... Anyway, that was the idea behind it, basically, right? It was to do that. So I saw those, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Those are pretty good. I want to see what's missing. So I went to my dad, and I was like, Dad, let's go to Blockbuster. This is back in the day. So I was like, Dad, let's go to Blockbuster. I really want to rent movies. We go, and Mandalorian is God tier. We go, and I grabbed this stack of movies, right? And I've got like Friday the 13th, like parts 1, parts 2. I've got Nightmare on Elm Street 1, and I've got a couple other things. So I did it by series, basically. This was back in the day too. Like I remember watching movies on YouTube in parts. Like Child's Play 3 Part 12. That different times. And that's how I did that. And that's basically how I did. I watched it on cable. Was like, I really want to see what I'm missing. And it got to be this gross thing of like, how does somebody getting, their arm cleaved off look so real? How does the blood come out of their neck? Kevin Bacon getting an arrow through, this part of his, like, so there was a weird I was enamored with how they made it look real. So it became fear to curiosity, to morbid curiosity, to intrigued, to actually really enjoy this. And that's what it is. Horror, I was always, a scaredy cat as a kid. This is going to sound really weird. I don't mean to get serious, but there's an animation. There's like a YouTube, or not a YouTube, but they had their own website. This is back in the Newgrounds days. Foamy the Squirrel. I don't know if anybody's heard about Foamy the Squirrel. This thing, like, this cartoon, I was way too young to be watching it, but it gave me this weird, like, catharsis with, like, the feeling of death. And I think that's what horror does, too. So that's basically the ins and outs of it. The last I watched Freddy because he was the main one I was afraid of, him and Chucky, but I was too afraid. Even when I was doing this, I was afraid of Chucky. Yeah, dude, Outlast, like Resident Evil, I couldn't do that stuff. Fear, I couldn't do it. And And yes, I've watched the Clone Wars. I had to go back and catch back up on Clone Wars when season 7 launched, and I haven't watched Bad Batch yet. I have to watch Bad Batch, but yes, Clone Wars again, S tier. It's very exciting hearing Dave Filoni as a creative executive over at Lucasfilm. Very, very exciting. And after Mandalorian season 2 finale, I'm not worried about that. That they're going to be fine. Jon Favreau, they know what they're doing. But with Chucky, I finally ended up watching Chucky, and I was like, all right, let's do this. And when I watched the first Child's Play, I watched them in order. I tried to watch them in order. I was just flabbergasted. It was a weird feeling of like being completely in love. Like, it's hard to describe. Like, I just connected with it. And I found these movies when I was 11 or 12. I remember for my 12th birthday, I got the Spencer's Chucky. So this movie just spoke to me. I was going through it was 2008, so it was goth emo phase. So I was shopping at Hot Topic. So seeing Bride of Chucky, which is pure gothic, 1990s, Rob Zombie leather fishnets, like right up my alley. And that's basically it. And I absolutely love that doll for all time, and I cannot wait for the series. Clone Wars, my favorite arc. I really like the General Krell arc. That's just something that really stuck out to me. It really messed me up, like not in a bad sense, but something that really, like, after seeing those episodes, like, had me sitting there for the rest of the day, like, wow. Like when Rex is running out and he's like, no, stop, because they're shooting on their own guys. Like, it went so deep, and it played into other stuff later, like, because he's foreshadowing other stuff. It was like, it was creepy, and it was It was. No, you're absolutely. Clone Wars does not have many bad arcs, right? There's weird ones. Like, I think the arc of it was, I think in the season 6, it was one of the final ones. I think it blurred together. Yeah, no, that stuff was beautiful. Absolutely. Rogue One, that's the thing. Rogue One, when it came out, I've noticed that. Rogue One, I'm not saying anybody specifically, just the general consensus. When Rogue One came out, it was like the end-all, be-all, bee's knees of Star Wars. And now all the years have passed, people are like, oh, I don't know. So it's really interesting how, like, time passes. Like, it happens with me. When Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, I loved that movie, but now I can't really stand it. But no, I agree with you. But the arc of Clone Wars, like, I think it's good, but it's almost awkward. Is like when Yoda takes the Padawans to get their crystals, or their kyber crystals, to build their lightsabers. I think that's a great arc, but sometimes the 4 episode arc plot structure really lends itself, and sometimes you can tell they're trying to get their 4 episodes. Sometimes it's different, but yeah. Star Wars. So, I'm trying to think. I did. Okay, yeah. No, I'm fully. I have to catch up on Rebels. I'm not fully caught up on Rebels. That one I've kind of not. I know a lot of what happens, but I've not. I've got to see the last little bit of Rebels. Oh yeah, Galvatron. But yeah, Star Wars. I don't know. Most about the Umbra arc is basically a war movie and really shows you the weight of the war. That's what's good about the Clone Wars, and that's honestly how I feel about the sequel trilogy. Is when you listen to George Lucas talk about Star Wars, and like it's a war thing, sure, but he felt it was really important to show you the political aspect and environment that led to the Empire and all of that. And so those diplomatic conversations, that stuff is important to the story he was trying to tell. So arcs like that come along and really flesh out that part of the story and give you a different perspective of, like, those stories that really bring up that the Jedi really aren't that good, in the eyes of a lot of people. They look at the Jedi and the Republic with contempt because, why wouldn't they? It's really interesting because the movies are like Jedi's good guys, good, bad, and evil, good side, bad side, and then the show really gets into that. Yes, so I think arcs like that are great. I just opened up Galvatron. This is what I ended up opening. So I've been streaming for a while. We actually ended up getting into some tangents. We're about we're 2 hours in. It's almost 9 o'clock. Oh my God. I'm going to have to get off here before too long. Not right now. But yes, I do have these. These I'll actually probably end up saving for a separate stream because we got so far into other stuff. And when I open these, I really want it to be like the core of it, because these are 20-year-old toys. I don't open, I guess technically retro stuff. Vintage, I think, is 20 years. I don't like that. I don't get old stuff in the box like this. So opening is kind of fun, and I would like to take them out, transform them, combine them, and get the full experience. So these will probably end up saving. We got so far into everything else. We'll probably save these for the next time because I had a lot of fun streaming. So I'll definitely be doing this again. And yes, I did open Metal's Megatron. We'll cover him again here real quick. But here, I'll show you something else actually too if you were late for it. But yes, we opened Metal's Megatron up. Galvatron here. And he is glorious. We transformed him from T-Rex mode, and I don't really know what to say about it because I want to review him, so it's hard to be like, yeah, but here he is. But here he is. He is gorgeous. I do have the Transmetal 1 Megatron right here. So this is the Hasbro version. This is the Takara version. This will not explode. We can transform this freely without him destroying himself. So it's nice. It's a great feeling to have this figure because my version of Transmetal 1 Megatron is destroyed. Not destroyed. It's just busted at the arm hinge. The hinge right there is cracked. And we're sculpting a new one, my friend and I. Trying to fix him up. But yeah, Transmetal Megs. The thing about him is that it's, again, like that gold plastic thing, is I don't know why. It's not accurate, but there's just, I really like my color is like super bright. What happened? I think I got too close to it. I think my super reflective pale skin. My lord. Anyway. I don't know. Like, I know this is more accurate, but there's something sharp about this. His paint and everything, like that glossy paint, is just so just oomph. I love it. Speaking of clones, what's your favorite clone? Mine is Fives. Got us set. Yeah, Fives was terrible. I think a sleeper hit. I think Fives. I don't want to be like generic. It would probably be Fives, but for the sake of being different, I'm gonna say Echo. I really feel for Echo. I felt bad for him when that happened. If anybody hasn't seen it, I don't want to spoil it. And I'm really glad that he got like a second lease on life. You know what I mean? I think the only one that I should have felt bad for but didn't was Jesse. Maybe that's my fault for not having compassion for the situation. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Metal's Megatron. Let's get him back into T-Rex mode. Why not? Let's start this where we end it where we started. Whatever. Words. I'm good at things. Some things. What was that flash? My camera just freaked out. Sorry about that. Okay. These come up from the top. From the bottom to the top. Here we are. It folds up the bottom, covers his little pee-pee. Like, look at that. It's nice to be able to, again, handle this without the fear of it breaking apart. And again, the chrome wear, there's a little bit of nick of chrome on the top of his nose because this had been opened before, but I didn't notice the tape cut. It's the same webcam I'm using for team. I know that. I upgraded the real camera. I upgraded my mic. I'm about to upgrade to an external mic. We'll get to the webcam someday. The stream thing was a fly by the seat of my pants, something I wanted to try. And the fact that it was good, maybe we'll get a better webcam sooner. That is way not lined up. There we go. So neat. I'm trying really hard not to touch the chrome while I do this, like the sides of it, and press it. And this is Metal's Megatron. Again, like his differences and stuff, he has Destron on the top of him. He's just such a neat toy. Like, something hearty about him. Like he's a toy that I never feel like I need to like pose. It just holding him, it just feels like it does enough for me. I don't know. Just hits that mark. Like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And isn't it just perfect? Come on. Look at that. Look at my jet thruster, mechanical Tyrannosaurus transforming Rex. I'm not a paleontologist. Maybe those words went in the wrong order. I have to ask my other friend about that. That's hot. I don't know. I like it. So yes, I do love this Metals Megatron. This is my boy. He's not going to be going anywhere for a minute. He's going to be hanging out with me. And like, this is again stupid. Like the freaking roller skate feature, man. Like, come on. Can you flip? Yeah. It's just flip the wheel. Yep. Stupid cool. Roller skate Megatron. And it's actually funny because in robot mode, let me actually show you with the regular one. When you do the roller skates, I guess it would in both modes, but in robot mode, it really adds a lot of height to him, like to have the roller skates. It's kind of funny, like how much he actually increases inside by like almost an inch. They don't actually roll; they're just sculpted. They sadly do not really roll. They are just these graded pieces of molded plastic on the inside of there. So. In my heart, they roll. In theory, they roll. In my imagination is where they roll. Love it. So yeah, Metals Megatron. Again, like I'm not used to live stream format. This is the first time I've done this on YouTube, at least. So if there's anything anybody wants to know about a figure I have or whatever. Again, I would like to open these, but I really want to make them their own thing. So I'm going to come back and do that, but make sure do that. Are you going to double dip on the CGF Farmo listed? Probably not. Because I think Shattered Glass Jetfire is nice. It depends on how slick it looks. Because there's some Shattered Glass figures that I think their color schemes look great. I think Shattered Glass Starscream's color scheme looks great, but I don't really care for the Shattered Glass version they're doing. I like that they did the Tetrajet because they did that's basically what the original one was, and I do like Megatron. I'm tempted by Megatron, but really they're gonna have to do something like real snazzy with it to probably snag me on most of the Shattered Glass stuff, because I was already feeling burnt out that a lot of not in a bad way. Nobody's making me buy this stuff, but a lot of the Earthrise and stuff was modified Siege stuff. So I already feel like I've been buying the same stuff twice. So in order to buy it again for Shattered Glass, they're going to have to really ham it up. Like I feel like they did with Megatron, enough so. I think that Megatron looks nice. I think his head sculpt should be different, but they gave him wings. And he can still be a tank, which I think is a really nice touch, a nice little niche thing that they're not even really showing. Let's see in the show. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I have a nasty habit. I scared one of my cats, apparently, just by speaking. Hope everybody night's going well. Thank you again, everybody, for joining me on this. Let's figure out Megatron. Let's look at Megatron before we get off here. Again, if anybody has any questions about Metals Megatron, I just have him off to the side here. And with the Prime and Magnus that I so terribly false advertised, we'll do those next time. Remolded in Prime. I could see that. I've been really wanting... One of the Siege Megatrons that we never got, what I really wanted was an IDW Megatron with the axe, the construction worker one with the hazard yellow marks. I just think that looks so cool, and I just thought that design wasn't perfect for it, but as good as we're gonna get, I guess. I don't know. This guy is thick. His plastic. Wow, look at all these mechanisms. Again, I watch reviews, but when the toy gets to be coming out immediately, I kind of just stop. Look at how much stuff is happening in there. There's so much plastic mass. No hollowness, no nothing. You know, they even did what they could to make the arm hole, the hand hole, not as hollow as they could have. Like, this is nice. He just feels really good. The plastic is like, I don't know how to describe this. It's got this matte feel to it. It doesn't feel glossy. Like, if you own Rodimus, his plastic has this smooth, glossy feel, while he has this, you know, like, look at even how the light hits him is different. You see what I mean? Interesting. It doesn't feel rubbery. Definitely not that. It's just it's a more porous plastic. Porous plastic. I hate that I just said that. What am I doing? His purples are a little different. My camera probably, my dingy webcam, my regular camera probably would. But his purples are a little bit different. This is nice. And yeah, his shoulders look... Let me do the thing with his shoulders. Okay, no, yeah, that's... Twist that around. That goes down to... That looks the same. Oh, nope. Up top it is different. Yep. Mine has fixed shoulders on both fronts. So, yeah, this is how they would usually look, I guess. Or, I guess you could just flip it around. How would you not be able to? I guess the fact that the up part has to be like this. And then the up part is around, but flip. I don't know. Mine's fixed. Mine's fine. I didn't have to do it. I was going to fix it. Didn't have to. Thanks, Hasbro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you making your figure the way you were supposed to and should have made it from the start. When you say it like that, it's a low bar, you know? I don't know. I used to never have QC issues, and I've had quite a few in the past, like, year or two. Like, when I bought Unicron, I was petrified after people were getting them and the issues they were having with them. Oh, my God. I was, like, frantic to make that unboxing video and get him out of there. Make sure mine had his freaking head. He is nice, though. So, like... He's a little pinheaded, I think, when you have him standing straight like this. But get him some split like this, I think, just fills him out. It's just because he's so wide. He is very, very wide in his chest. My boy is busty, which is fine. Thickums. But I don't know. There's just something weird about it. It's weird. Like, I'm looking at it in person. But when you put it in camera, it looks funny. It looks funny like this, but in a different way. Yeah, Chunky, you're freaking fat. But yeah, I don't know. You give them some oomph. It's nothing against folks or anything, but there's some folks who will they'll make their shelf, or they'll get a Galvatron for the first pictures, because that was a treat when we first saw him, like, in and out. And we'll see pictures that are like, you know, this, and people are like, I don't think it looks very good. And it's like, it's not the fact that the figure itself sucks, it's that it doesn't look good looking like that. You got to get somebody who knows how to pose it. Most figures, especially modern stuff, looks nice if you just give it some finesse, give it a little natural look to it. So Galvatron, you know, if you have him standing on your shelf like this, you probably don't want to have him just standing there like this, because this looks really stupid, right? So you're going to want to give him a little bit of oomph. You're going to rotate his waist a little bit, like lean into it. He's got ankle pivots, you know, use them. You know, yeah, like I'm doing it backwards, so it probably actually looks like crap, but you know. Oh God. That didn't happen. But yeah, you know, like, which that doesn't look half bad. Just a slapdash pose I did backwards isn't the worst thing that's ever happened. So, I don't know. Just kind of give it some finesse. This battle damage does suck. Like, and it's not the worst thing ever. It doesn't ruin the toy for me by any sense. But, man, like, what? It's just like, it floors me that you have a figure like Optimus, right? War hero. He dies in the movie, right? You have, which I guess, I know he's not Studio Series 86. You have Hot Rod, who's Autobot warrior guy buddy, right? And it's just like, those guys don't get battle damage. But Galvatron, the guy who's existed in the movie for like 20 minutes, yeah, he already got banged up. Let's go ahead and some battle damage. I know he's Kingdom, But, like, I don't know. It's just superfluous on a character that's supposed to be futuristic Megatron, you know? Why would he already be guffed up? It is not an issue. It's just, we're all allowed to have opinions, right? Right? Now, the bottom down here, I think the scuff marks, I think that actually looks good as a little deepens the detailing, but just this up here, that will be going away. That's fair. See, you know, the battle, like on Siege, I didn't mind the battle damage. I got rid of some of it on my Siege Magnus. Like, actually, I have Magnus right here. And I didn't really get rid of it, but I really lessened it on his chest. And that was the most I did. Like, sideswiping everybody else. I left his feet the same, really. I usually don't mind it, but I think I think I'm a prude when it comes to Galvatron, so I'm just picky when it comes to certain things. How do you remove the battle damage without damaging the plastic? You can use isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol, I don't know what type of percent. Look that up. I know for whitening figures, I've been using 91% hydrogen peroxide, but isopropyl alcohol, you might be wanting 90, 91%. I don't know the exact percentage. I think there's a 70-something percent. You'll want to look it up, but you will not want to use whatever you don't use anything with alcohol. So you'll probably want to use the lighter percentage. And I'm very hesitant to offer fixes or recommends for things like that. Because I don't want to recommend anybody them harm their figure. But I know I use a lower percentage alcohol on Siege Magnus, and it didn't mess up the plastic. But I would look it up. There's definitely something on TFW or a video somewhere where somebody can tell you absolutely for sure. I'd like to make a video about certain little things you can do to make figure fixes, but I want to have my cues in a row before I do that. But yes, you do it with a percentage of isopropyl alcohol. Now again, this is I was so mad, like not so mad. It's a toy. I'm not mad. But I was like, oh, are you serious? When we saw the pictures, because it showed the port like this, and I saw this, and I was like, they did it again. They shirked us on this port. Because I'm sorry, but like I think the can should go on that port. It's a little low, but I still think it looks. I think it looks fine. That port kind of gets in the way of that. Ironically enough, I don't know why they did that, but it works enough. And like when you really need to have it like this, when he's like holding it up. I think it's really good that his can looks good from all angles and all the ports. So, and this one actually does this a lot cleaner than the Titan's Return. But plugging it, oh god, his shoulder came out. Those are a little loose, actually. That's the second shoulder that did that to me. Huh. Hopefully it's not an issue. But yeah, it looks fine, like on both ports. Like I love it. Okay, this is a nice Galvatron. His head sculpt he's definitely not as pinheaded in person. I don't know how the camera is picking him up for you on your monitor, but like it's a weird figure. It's a weird figure in the sense that he is great, I think, from what I'm experiencing. He's big, he's hefty. But like here he is, here he is with Optimus. Everybody's got an Earthrise Siege Optimus laying around, right? Like, he's big. Like, it's kind of obscuring it. He's thick. He's at least a head taller than Prime. He's at least a titty wider than Prime. Like, yeah, he definitely, like a Cassette Commando earlier was talking about, that Voyager Plus feeling. But I'm fine with that too. Scale doesn't have to mean price or price mean whatever. That old saying from the past couple of years since it's really become contingent. He's got his little matrix. Can you take the matrix off this? You can. Is this the same matrix as... Also, they stuck the entire container for... Oof, yeah. I actually don't even remember how to transform this one. It's been a minute since I watched a review. Because it doesn't. Oh, yeah. do, because this goes on the back, right? Ow. Yep, this goes on the back portion, top of the little stick that pokes up from behind his head. Well, it's got some like groove detailing in there. Like, what? It doesn't need that, but it looks sick. I'll take it. I do think it's weird if we're getting a G2 colored Galvatron, or I'm sorry, a G1 colored toy Galvatron. I think it's weird they didn't give him the translucent orange thing, but maybe they'll give him opaque so we can. I mean, I'm not bothered. I like the translucent. I think it looks fine, but food for thought. But yeah, this Matrix. Let me see real quick. So this is the Matrix that comes on the chain with him, and this is the one that comes with Earthrise Prime. And these are ostensibly the same. They feel different. Now, this one's translucent, and this one's regular. So let's look at the moldings. Okay, yeah, it is. It's the same base molding, just done a little bit differently. Like the handles, maybe the handles are done a little bit wider. That's almost what it looks like. That's crazy. Let's see something real quick. Can this fit inside of his chest? Ooh, it can. I kind of like that brighter colored Matrix with the blue and Optimus instead. I kind of like that. How does this look on the does this fit on the chain? Sure does. I kind of like it like that. I think the other one might look a little bit better just because of the arms and stuff, but let's switch him back. God, I hope I can get this out of Optimus's chest. I didn't think of that. The original is already so hard to get out of here. I'm just like, let's put something in there that isn't supposed to be. Give me this. Come on. Physical pain. Let's put your Matrix back. Weirdo. This isn't about you. This is about Galvatron. Put his Matrix back on him because we're talking about Galvatron. And let's see this. I'm excited. Like, this clip in? What? This clips in? Doesn't just hang out? No. That must be for storage or something because that looks like shit. And then, how do I want these shoulder pylons to look? I like them jetting out, but not, I don't want it to break the, there we go. I want to break the silhouette. I like that. Like, again, a lot of people are kind of crapping on the chain accessory. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's it's either this or nothing. And I'd rather this than nothing. I can always give him a better chain if I really want. It's not that big of a deal. Just go buy a $5 necklace at Target and pop the chain on there. You're done. If this doesn't work for you, But at least they covered it, Of course they couldn't give us a real chain. That's just so cool. Like a stupid thing. Something from some frames of animation 35 years ago. Like, they're making it toy form. It's like masterpiece levels of junk. Not junk, but one-off junk. What's a transformation, point of articulation that you'd want more on Transformers figures in the next, say, 3 years? Yeah, the chain. I think the chain's really cool. I love the chain. I think it's great. I think it's a great addition to him. What's a piece of articulation that I would really want? They got a lot of them. Wrist swivels was always a big one for me. Maybe ball jointed wrists is something we could start seeing that don't have to do with the transformation because it's always good to have more of that motion. Like you got a Universe Straxus and the characters with the ball jointed hands. They could do just a little bit more I think the hinged fingers on Earthrise Prime and Hot Rod have been a fantastic touch. Ankle pivots have been standard. Waist joints have been standard lately. It's really hard to say because they've been so good about articulation the past few years. Power of the Primes and Titans Return were a little hinky on articulation, but they, not to a detriment, they got it done. I don't know. As compared to like, after experiencing like Kingdom and Studio Series, it's really hard to say. Like, because I agree with you, Ab Crunch would be very nice, but could lead into other problems. Because like, there's some third-party figures that have ab crunches that kind of makes it a little bit more finicky, or the ability to have an ab crunch because of transformation or anything like that. Let's go with butterfly joints. Because I think that'd be interesting. Because you have some characters like Optimus right here that has them on accident, where the shoulders go back and can give you some more like, oh, fuck poses, or, you know, oh, heck poses. And thinking about it, if you had a nice system of like a butterfly joint mold that like went along with transformation or existed simply to like disengage to, you know, allow the arms to swing forward or back to, I don't know. I think that'd be interesting. And I don't know if butterfly joints have ever been introduced on Transformers specifically. So I think that's an interesting way to go. Do little posts and panels where it like jets out from the side. I don't know. I keep hitting my desk. Super interesting. I think I have to go with that. That ab crunch torso swivel. Because they, you know, they have biceps, they have thighs, they have ankles, they have necks, they have everything. A lot of things these days now. So it's hard to say what else I want them to do. As far as articulation, they're doing a lot of good stuff. This is stupid. I understand they gave us, you know, the ship, and I think that's great. I think the combined mode is just goofy. I know everybody at Hasbro knows it's goofy, and they said people are going to laugh at that, and I laugh at that. But this is cool, and I can put this with my Unicron, and that's exactly where one of these is going to go. So, and the other one will probably go in a box after I review it. So, I guess let's give him one. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like, because usually you can, I don't know if Hot Rod's a great example of this. Usually you can fold the foot forward because of transformation or something, but like you can't fold it backward. So yeah, it's like go along with that, but like get running poses. I think toe articulation, like what Marvel Legends used to have, with that bend, that could be too much. Because I know on Marvel Legends it added stability issues. Hot Rod fell over just now, funnily enough. But it is damn boy, stand up. Good idea to add stuff that just helps it flow a little bit more. Here's Galvatron with this. Can you you can put these on his back, right? They like stick off like pylons. Well, they barely even do that. Is it supposed to come up? Is it supposed to stick up further off his back? No. I don't think so. Is it? No. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. What are Transformers? Yeah, I guess I thought I remember these like jetting off the back. Maybe it's the angle of the photos. But yeah. Just store those on his back as if he doesn't have enough stuff just sticking off him. I love classics of man laws. No, they didn't get a waist. But you know who did get a waist? Mirage did. That's why Mirage still stands up today in 2021 standards. Yeah, Masterpiece, oh my god, Kingdom Rodimus, exactly that. It's like, that's one of those things where like I don't know if I'm getting like a mass amount of like $80 worth of toy, but the toy we are getting looks very, very nice. The way his hands look, he has giant hands, but it looks really great. Yeah, the neck joint on him, it's the transformation on him is so intuitive. Like, I thought this one is definitely intuitive. But yeah, Rodimus is looking fancy. I'm really excited for him. I'm glad I'm more excited for him than I anticipated to be. I'm going to check something really quick here. Sorry, unprofessional checking other stuff. Huh. Sorry. I need to check some stuff I've been ignoring there. Some notifications I've been ignoring for hours. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to get Galvatron transformed. We're going to try to, at least. And then I'm going to go ahead and call this. I'm hungry. I want to go eat. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. So let's go ahead and see how we can do this. We're going to just put these. We're just not going to think about these ever again. All right? Just do that. Whether you like him, I know a lot of people will bounce on him because of the price. Yeah, they will. And, you know, I don't try to put, like, equate price and value to size or anything like that. But, you know, there is a level that goes. There's a, you know, a certain degree. It's like, you know, the New Age and Magic Square Legend scale stuff is great. It's hard for me to justify that much money for smaller style figures. When I do like the 1/12 scale that most Transformers and Marvel Legends are basically in. So let's see here. What we got? I know his arms pop out because they kept doing that. And I know his legs. I'm worried about the legs because it's got to be a lot of nothing, right? I don't remember the reviews. I remember a couple transformation bits, but I don't remember, like... Okay, so the arms come out right here. Okay. Because then this comes up. And then this opens somehow, right? Yes. That goes in here. Is that how it's supposed to go? That doesn't feel right. Aha! That's the whole thing. It would be funny if I broke this on stream. I think people would probably be more mad than laugh. I'd be more mad than laugh. Close. Why won't that close? Am I off? Yeah, yep, I'm off. There you are. We're done. All right. It's going to go backward like this. Might need to look at a picture of it. Because this comes up like this. This is the back of that. Just like this. This comes up because these swivel. Yeah, it doesn't. The trailer looks nice, but yeah, it doesn't. I like that it at least has the battle platform. Like, at least they did something with it, in my opinion, more so than they did with Earthrise Prime's trailer. I do like Earthrise Prime's trailer. But, yeah. I'm doing this all wrong. Do you need to even rotate the waist? I don't even know. I like to try to transform things before I watch a review or read the instructions specifically. And I watched this guy's review only like a month ago. So watch it and it's out of my brain. Yeah, these come up. Cats chasing her cats. What are y'all doing? I'd laugh over. Oh yeah. Yeah, like Seed Shockwave as well. Like that's an example of like he didn't need all that extra stuff, but I like that extra stuff, and it's such a good toy. I have no problem spending the 50 for it. You know, like I waited so long for a classic Shockwave to be that good. I'm not gonna. Same thing with Rodimus. It's like I need a Rodimus, and he looks good. Like if the toy looks bad, that's different. And it's not like the Arc where it's like, well, it's expensive and large, and it's like it's Rodimus. Like I need it. Which is that weird gray area I talked about earlier about between collecting what you want and what you need. I want it because I need it, I guess. This is a child's toy that's confusing me. Well, doesn't this peg in like right here? How does that happen? Oh, these peg in here. So then this would come forward. I'm good at things. How does this meet up with that piece? That box. Somebody's like screaming right now who has the figures. They're like, you're doing it wrong. You gotta do it like this. Stupid. All right, these back pieces, right? I could look at the instructions. I'm not looking at the instructions. Doing this how I want to do it. These weird little back pieces, they come up here and they meet with that, which is... Oh, okay. I guess we... This has to face forward. Well, these have to go downward. Like, so this has to face like this. This comes down the other way. Maybe I do rotate. Oh my god. There's a whole lot of stuff that happens here. I do like it. It is exciting. I like not knowing what I'm doing sometimes. A lot of the times in real life, my adult life. Feels natural. How could it have been in the shoes and Shockwave longer? Yeah, like that sort of stuff would have been really interesting. Like, and I see why they picked what they did. What? Oh, okay. Well, wait. Because this has to come around on top. So I don't rotate the waist. But I do. I do, but I don't? No. This ends up on top, which means this has to... There's more transformation here. Let's figure this out. Sorry. I'm like talking to myself, and I'm trying so hard to figure this out. Because the legs do weird come together stuff. It's the bottom. Oh my god. It's easier when they turn into cars or, some arbitrary thing that I can refer to in, again, my day-to-day real life. Not space canon created by robot Planet Satan. But we're doing it, though. We're doing it. We're getting there. It always makes you feel good when you transform something without looking at the instructions. Maybe you guys don't do that. I do that. All right, and yeah, I don't think you rotate that, actually. You don't, because that's the backwards part. This will lay down flat because this is where those hinges go. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Or the UV hit. Yeah, I would have liked that, too. I think maybe people wouldn't have been mad if they maybe, like, gave Shockwave the extra stuff he did come with, but, like, did it differently, like gave him different stuff, I guess. But I don't know what else you would have gave him with or sent him out with that would have made him more topical. Sure, like much of anything, but yeah, it's hard to say what people really would have gone for if they don't like what we got. Okay, why is that? It feels terrible to switch up like that. Is that where these go? That doesn't feel right. Oh, maybe they go here. No. I don't know. Figure it out because I know these go here. Sorry. This is like intense. Yeah, because that folds over the top of that. Right? Okay, that locks in. This goes down. Bang. We got one side done. We're actually going to do this. Wow. I was sweating there for a minute. I'm not going to lie, guys. You had me going in the first half. Not going to lie. Didn't know if I was going to be able to do this without cracking those instructions. It's all coming back to me. I did that way wrong. Definitely supposed to do that part before we bring down the hinge. We'll have to get a sequence down for this. But everything's in its proper place. Right? That is so stupid looking. I love it. His like feet come together like to touch the heels and plank and do all this. Oh, that's cool. That back part's on wheels, so he can roll. So I guess technically he's a tank and not a cannon, which is fine. I'll get him level. All of his little wheel accoutrement. Alrighty. Yeah, I can't imagine it either. I really can't fathom that the resounding idea to that figure is, you know, I think the stuff is stupid, but the figure's amazing. It's always the figure's okay, but the stuff really, I'm like, what, really? Like that did it for you? Like, seriously? I don't understand. It's like, yeah, it is a lot of money for a Voyager size figure, but that figure is like, you know, you can hang around and play with the authentic Shockwave all day, but I'm going to mess around with the Siege version. I still need to get the Galactic Man from Selects. That is one I still need to get. I mean, but everybody's got opinions, so they can, you know, everybody feels how they feel. But personally, I waited. Shockwave is my favorite Transformer, too. He is. So I don't think it was too much for me to spend that much money on him. Oh, yeah, you can't turn that because it's clipped in. All right, well, I guess that's as aligned as it's going to get. His treads kind of point towards each other a little bit. Whatever. Yeah, like I don't know. Everybody's got like their own thing to it, and that's what's weird is like the price. Absolutely, like it's like it's so much money for such a big or small size figure, whatever. But like I don't know. I liked the goofy stuff that Siege Shockwave came with. Like I liked his added on armature bits and all of that. Like I just thought it was really cool. Like weird scientist thing. Like he had this like Doc Ock attachment, you know, like to help him in the lab with extra arms. Like I don't know. I thought it was cool. But absolutely, you know, because I think there's no problem with liking or disliking something. I think it's wacky when anybody gets into like an argument about like you have to buy this or you why are you buying this? It's so, why are you worried about other people's money, you know? But yeah, anybody who says Seed Shockwave is a bad figure, no, not at all. Toy's amazing. I think we're done with Galvatron's vehicle mode. This is alternate mode, I guess. Might move. Solid? Are we even? I think so. One side looks a little straighter than the other. I don't know. Looks fine, right? We're good. Let's go ahead and give him all of his stupid junk. This just hangs out on the top, right? Like funny. Just, is that really just like that? Oh no, you peg it in. That's right. That peg earlier I didn't notice for. Yeah, all right. Literally just peg it on there. Where do you put this? This goes on the top back, right? Yep. There's a port for it. Look at that. I like that though. I like even with it without the chain. Also, I love the add-on pieces. Yeah, it is. Like it feels good. Like the hoverboard just kind of hovers around. Like it's good. That's not like a skateboard. I feel like it's something like it's kind of clunky and but like utilitarian, like that he can really use. It gave me Dark of the Moon vibes just with him standing on a thing of a platform like of transport. Yeah, it's got one. It's got one down here on top of the chest, but yeah, it locks in. Yeah, I don't know the cool stuff. I'm glad you agree. Like all the extra stuff with Shockwave was so cool. And so many people hated it, and I felt like I was the only one there liking it, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" Like, I don't know, man. I just really like Shockwave. Sue me. Where do these go on at? On the side. I don't feel like that peg's in there. Oh, there it is. It's this weird elongated thing that technically is a peg, but it really doesn't, or a slot. It really doesn't look like one. It looks like just a hollow point in the gun. How would you look at that? Galvatron up, as most as he's going to be. I don't know. I like it. It's stupid, and I love it. I'll have to get Mania King over here to compare him, but I really like Galvatron. Well, guys, we are closing in on 3 hours. It is about 9:30 at night. I have not eaten dinner, and I did not expect to be here for as long as I did, but I'm really glad I was, and I'm really glad that all of you were here with me. This was amazing, but I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and round it down. Galvatron alt mode is just him doing push-up with the can instead of exactly. He's just, I heard I think I was listening to WTF at TFW and I heard it explain that he basically transforms by falling over, catching himself, and be like, "Nope, I'm a cannon now." And that's what this is. It's stupid, and I love it. I'm going to be making a review of this and absolutely everything else we talked about here today. Anything I haven't reviewed, I will be covering Metal's Megatron in one way, shape, or form. I'd like to cover legacy stuff a little bit differently than I do the modern stuff, just because the modern stuff is more informational, where really people looking for this stuff are really looking for it because they want to talk about that specific figure. And I don't know. So I'm looking at formatting and that sort of stuff. Again, doing this regularly. My big old project in my house is done. I have a new office area. Real life is crazy. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Firewall, for being here. Seth, anybody and everybody. I know Cassette Commando left. Obama Balls, absolutely. Anybody and everybody who stopped by like this. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see you guys next time when we'll actually do the RID Prime and Magnus that we came here to do in the first place tonight. So I'll see you guys next time for that one. Have a great day. We'll awkwardly end this. Yes.